What?
Wah!
Wah.
Wah, 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 wah. Yeah, let me pop that stream open for you. Forgot it was Saturday. You know what? So did everyone else in the house, apparently. Everyone was like, what? What stream? You stream? I'm like, I do.
What do you mean you stream?
I have a stream I do every week.
Oh.
Oh god, we should probably tell Dan about the tier list stream tomorrow, huh?
Oh. Oh, I gotta get my dog. Clover.
We're really bad at this. Listen, we were busy! We were busy and we told him that, there probably was one this week. But we said that last week, so, oh boy, let's hope Dan is alive for that, huh? Let's just hope. Let's just hope. We are really bad at this. TBQH. So how have you been since the last time we talked, which was Tuesday? It's free
Pretty
comic book
good.
day. That's nice.
Whoa, いいね.
You can't celebrate?
なんで?
Nande. Because of comics or for unrelated reasons?
What did comics do to you, Mads? You can tell us.
I mean, what didn't comics do to us? TBQH? You have to go to a physical Oh, that sucks. Listen, it's one thing to have to like go to a 7-Eleven on July 11th to get a free slushie. It is another thing to have to go to a comic book store. There are 7-Elevens everywhere. That reminds me, so 7-Elevens on the 11th of July tend to give out free Slurpees, and most of them have like size limitations. Like they'll give you like an 8 or 12 ounce cup, right?
Yeah.
But apparently some places don't do this.
Wow.
So they'll let you just bring in your own container and fill it with how much you want. And I did in fact see a picture of a child holding one of those like water cooler jugs.
Oh my god,
Full
legendary.
of Slurpee. Yeah.
Nice. I want that.
I feel like that is getting to the point where it would be quite difficult to consume all of it before it became undrinkable.
Oh yeah. You definitely have to know your limit, but also I love Slurpees.
Also, I heard yelling outside. What the fuck is going on out there? The franchise, so individual owners can decide. Yeah, it's up to them. And most people generally are like, be reasonable about this. We'll give you a 12-ounce cup. But hey, you got
But
one.
I brought my own. Bam, bam.
I've brought mine own hallowed chalice. Steven and Tyler are trying to fix the shower door. Oh God, you should check on them. Please give me updates.
Why is there always home improvement happening over there?
Because the home needs improving, Renu. Like when we say that the shower door is being fixed, we don't mean it's being upgraded. We mean it's being fixed. I don't know why, but all of the shower doors in this house like fucking blow. So for the one in the bathroom like over there, it is it's like a 2 sliding glass like panel system, except they're like hanging. So there's these like clamps that go on to the top of the glass pane, and they like clamp on, and they have wheels on them, and that slide across a rail, right? But the clamps suck. So they like obviously the glass fell off the clamps, and so we had to. So for the last like couple months, we've been using the other door because both of them move, and that one's like shitty as well. We're bedroom shuffling, the office is in shambles. Yeah, so we're in the process of getting getting Tyler moved in, which means that Gwen and I are moving into what used to be the office. Now the office is going to exclusively be our room. And yeah, right now it is in fact in shambles. I'm like in an sort of empty-ish room, and it's quite bizarre. All my Tomoyos, they're gone.
It's alright. I understand. Like our house is also like has miscellaneous things not working. Like the fan and the light in my room don't work, and then the shower has like half pressure instead of full pressure.
Oh no, that's
it
that's
used to
awful.
be that it didn't even have like cold water in that shower, and so it would just blast hot water.
Whoa.
Like
Wait.
when I initially moved in, it was working fine, but of course, at some point, issues arose, right? And our landlord is just he doesn't want to fix any of these things, right? He doesn't want to fix them unless they're like super dire, right? Like at some point, our dishwasher didn't work, and so he had to replace it with a new one. You know, and now our air conditioner doesn't work, and we had a heat advisory today.
Oh, no.
So everyone, the animals were miserable, we were miserable.
Jeez, that sounds awful. They half fixed the door, but discovered a different part is also broken, so we need to get to that. Yeah, that sounds about right. I don't know. Shower doors suck. AC should be top priority. Yeah, I feel like when you live in a place like Texas, AC is like one of those things that's not negotiable.
Yeah. I mean, we told him, so he said he would swing by, I guess, tomorrow.
Luckily, our landlord is pretty on the ball about trying to get stuff fixed. Well, she's enthusiastic about it, at least. The thing is, I think because she goes through insurance to get these things done, and they have like I guess specific providers or whatever. All of those providers are kind of shit, and they're like, "We'll get to you in 2 weeks," and you're like, "Ah,
it takes a really long time."
We went 2 weeks without heat in the 2 coldest months of the year. Okay, but that was not our landlord's fault. That was the fault of the company. That you know the insurance was covering, right? They were like, "Oh, we can get to you, right? On like New Year's," and then they mysteriously had a family emergency on New Year's Eve.
Oh, that's bull crap.
And it means they chose a shit insurance company. I mean, yeah, probably. But anyway, the even worse part about that was they were like, so unfortunately, the next one we can schedule for you is in like a week.
After the holidays. You get to spend the holidays all nice and warm with your family while our heat is busted.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I mean, to be fair, I suspect that the fact that they don't have like the most robust insurance company with the fastest service ever does mean that it probably is accounting for the fact that we pay much less in rent than we have any right to, really.
Really? Yeah.
It means that they're cheaping out, not that they couldn't. No, yeah, but like, you know, like we are paying a really, really exorbitantly reasonable fee for the like square footage and location of our house. So hopefully we can stay here for a couple of years. That would be really great because we do love this place.
Okay, there's that.
But yeah,
there's ups.
There are definitely ups. Yeah, it would be really terrible to have to move out. Actually, we're like pretty ingrained here now. And then as soon as we do this room shuffle, we'll be like really ingrained. Like, it'll be ready. We'll be like sedentary.
Sedentary.
We did go over 2 weeks without heat in the 2 coldest months of the year. But to be fair, it doesn't get that cold here.
Okay, that's good.
With all the clandestine home improvements we did last week. Yeah, this is a story.
Did you extract your friend from the walls? Is he still in there?
Yes, we managed to get him out. We managed to fish him out. The thing about the home improvements that we've made is that it would be very difficult for them to find it unless they were like in the course of their inspection, also fixing the house. And by fixing the house, I mean upgrading the house. Because all of our improvements happened inside the walls.
They're in the wall.
So, yeah, they probably won't realize. But, yeah. Okay, well, I'm gonna be right back, and then we can start.
Hey. Illicit improvements are, by necessity, the most aesthetic, since you have to do it in a way that can't be seen.
So I do believe with our current setup, we might all be using the one bathroom for the next 24 hours or so.
It's fine.
Because like looking at it, all of Steven's bathroom stuff is kind of just on the ground in the office. So, you know.
Sean panic.
So is yours. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. We might not be able to use the bathroom really. I mean, we can use it, but it just won't be very convenient.
Step around all the stuff.
Yeah, it's like already on the ground. Okay, where's my Ace Attorney tab? There we go. Oh wait, we were still in the part 1 of the trial. That's funny. We just decided to take a little break here. Okay. Oh god, I don't think I ever actually really decided on an accent for this guy. Or a voice. I'm proud to be the company's East End branch investigator and meter money collection agent. Altamont gas meters accept threepenny bits, each coin giving customers about 2 hours of gorgeous gas.
Gorgeous gas. And yet, the meter in Mr. Shamspeare's room didn't have a single coin in it.
Yeah, I told you this man is just throwing in fucking soap coins.
The meter doesn't appear to have been tampered with, though, and the collection agent has the only key.
Somehow he's using all the flaming gas he wants without paying a penny. If that's not thieving, what is? Maybe because they're made of like soap, they like melt. Pray forgive the discourtesy. The irrelevance of this testimony caused me to turn to my hallowed chalice. He's like, this is so boring, I'm drinking.
Oh my god, this man's so legendary. What do you mean by that remark, Lord Van Zeeks?
Did the mustachioed Nipponese poison the gangling excuse for an actor, or didn't he?
Oh my god.
That is all that should concern this court. And yet now we must listen to this abhorrence.
Oh!
Clearly what separates the vast British Empire and your Eastern Island nation is more than geographical distance. But this could turn out to be a crucial testimony. The cross-examination must go ahead. Yep.
Wait a minute!
Do what you will.
Lord Van Zeeks appears to be in a violent mood. No kidding! He just destroyed things
Yes.
at once!
He does.
The gallery!
Attempted poisoning and an incidence of gas theft with no supporting evidence. It's true that they would appear completely unrelated at first glance, but I wonder. The truth tends to be buried in the most unusual places, and the first step in uncovering it will be to establish just who and what this man really is. Cross-examination. So, does that mean you enter people's houses in order to empty their gas meters? That I do. To try to catch people when they're in, and I ask permission to come inside and do my business. Does that mean you've been into Mr. Natsume's room before, as well as that of Mr. Shamspear? Well now, interesting you should bring that up. I couldn't believe how little money was in his meter. I mean, how the pair of them survived the winter is beyond me, it really is.
Knowing Mr. Natsume, he probably spends all his gas money on books.
Yeah, I think he just kind of freezes. And then when he's finished reading them, he probably burns them for warmth.
You will kindly reiterate your statement about the gas meters themselves, Mr. Meterman.
Not much to say, really, but as you wish. So all London houses that have a gas supply are fitted with these gas meters, are they?
They're the latest model, the height of technology, developed by our company, Altamont Gas.
Steven is designing the part in CAD so he can ask a machinist that work to cut it for us.
Gosh.
Oh my god. This is why I pay to have engineers in your house.
Wow.
And anyone who uses our gas will have one of these meters in their property, yes.
So, if a 3-pence coin gives 2 hours of gas, most people would use about 3 coins in a night? A bit more than that, usually. I have both gas lights and a gas stove, that is. Thinking about it, Soseki-san doesn't have a fireplace in that room of his, does he?
Some people still choose to use candles, of course, and only have gas for heating. Yes, I do remember seeing candles in Mr. Natsume's room, actually.
And how does the money in the meter get back to you at the gas company? Every 3 days, gasmen like me visit properties on the gas supply and empty the meters of coins.
I must say, the design and manufacture of the new meter cost the company an awful lot of money. But happily it did put a stop to people not paying their dues, for the most part.
Because they have to pay in advance, you mean?
Yes, exactly right.
Oh, England. They'll just let people starve. I was gonna say starve. They'll let people freeze to death.
Hmm.
Out of interest, how long has this been going on? Weeks and weeks. He's been pinching gas off us for ages.
And you've examined the meter in Mr. Shamspeare's room, I take it? Naturally. We took it off the wall and went over it with a fine-tooth comb.
Oh my. And found nothing suspicious at all, I presume.
No, I'm afraid we didn't.
Hey, it's so funny. Literally every time I read a Van Zeek's line, I have to roll my eyes. It just feels right.
So you get into character.
Yep.
Which is exactly why I demanded a new type of meter to be produced. One with an indestructible lock, the Shamspeare Special.
Oh my, oh my god.
She hates this man.
This man's been pitching gas for fucking longer than the meters have been around. This is the lock-picking lawyer, and today we'll be unlocking this Altamont Company gas lock. Nothing on one. Binding
The
on
Shamspeare
two.
special.
The Shamspeare Special, they call it. Well, we'll see about that. Nothing on 3. Click out of 4, etc., etc. That sounds like it would have cost an awful lot of 3-penny pieces.
But even after all that, the rascal's meter was still empty.
You know, you gotta give it to him. I'll never forget the humiliation when I opened up the money box and found it bare. You what? I said, you what? And the look on his face, that smarmy smile of his.
Mommy.
I pulled the meter straight off the wall and took it back to the office. But you know what? Nothing. Not a trace of it being jammied open anywhere. Not a single sign. All right, man, calm down.
Bro.
It's up into my salary as a result, down by 3 shillings a day, that's what. A life-threatening situation, in a number of ways. Incidentally, what became of that meter? Nothing became. Still got it. Oh. Right here. No wonder they call you Meter Man.
I think it would be prudent for the court to sequester this item while the trial is ongoing.
Gas meter has been entered into the courtroom.
The
Definitely.
lock.
Although, at first glance, there doesn't appear to be anything unusual about it. Let's move this along, shall we? Continue with your testimony. Though I would say it has as much value as the contents of that meter.
Dang.
Oof. There's only one key for all of your meters?
Well, in truth, there's another key in the company vault at our main office. But even if someone had somehow managed to get hold of a key, we'd know if the coin box had been opened.
Oh? How?
I came up with a rather clever way to expose any little shenanigans, as it happens.
Would you care to explain? Well now, in order to empty a meter, you have to unlock the padlock and remove the cover. But when I close the cover again, I stick a little beeswax seal on it, you see? Seal? Like the sort of thing you'd put on an envelope, you mean? Something like that, yeah. Basically, you can't remove the cover again without breaking the seal.
Now, in the case of Mr. Shamspeare's meter, there were no coins inside at all, as I said.
But the seal hadn't been broken either. So that would mean Mr. Shamspear somehow managed to steal coins from inside the meter without opening it?
It would seem so, but that would be impossible.
Yeah, well, it seems pretty difficult, doesn't it?
Is he using the soap to somehow replicate
Well,
the seal?
So the thing about the coins, right, is that they're what is it? The soap. It has these little like red coin things on them. So I think
It has those indentations.
Yeah, literally. So what's happening is he's like taking the coins from the soaps, putting them in. It's like it's triggering the like gas, and then they melt, and he's fucking poisoning himself with soap vapors. Like that's literally what's happening.
Like a puddle underneath the meter.
How do you know that he's been using gas though? Well, now, since I started investigating this bloke, I've been to his room more than a few times. And on every single occasion, his lamps have been blazing and his stove pounding. It's the middle of winter, and he still turns to me, sweat dripping down his cheeks, and says, "Get thee to a nunnery."
Hamlet, indeed.
I could wring the bloke's neck. I get all hot under the collar, but still. Every time I open up that flaming meter, it's empty. He's robbing me of my salary, too. Like poor Detective Gumshoe. What's wrong with the world? Where's the justice?
Where?
But how can Mr. Shamspear possibly be stealing the money? I don't understand.
The simple explanation is right before your eyes.
What?
A toast to you eventually realizing that the gas man could be an accomplice.
Oh,
You what?
Good lord, eminently plausible indeed.
uh-oh.
Well, what do you have to say for yourself?
Oh, please, Lady Quinby, I'm a faithful worker. And besides, if the money us gas men collect doesn't tally with how much gas we used, you doc are paid by the same amount. So you'd be stealing money only to have the same amount taken from your wages. Well, clearly that makes no sense.
Perhaps it's a case of losing the battle to win the war?
What do you mean by that?
What war?
No. I'm not gonna stir up that hornet's nest. If I went stealing from the company, I'd be finished.
It would seem there is no evidence to support the claims of thievery made against the victim. Because Mr. William Shamspear is innocent.
Bro, how many?
Enough.
Pray forgive me if that shatters some illusion my learned Nipponese friend was clearly under.
Ugh.
Heh.
I certainly didn't expect to uncover another crime that looks like it's been taking place in the same room.
According to the testimony, it's only the meter in Mr. Shamspear's room that's under suspicion. It does seem as though perhaps it has nothing to do with the incident involving Mr. Natsume.
I know, it does seem that way. But the fact is, since I've been practicing law in England, I feel like I've encountered this at least once already. Cases that are interlinked.
Oh,
It might seem that two cases have nothing to do with one another at first, but in fact they're intimately connected.
yes, we have experienced that before, haven't we? I wonder if this is another instance.
Perhaps, but we can't be sure of that yet. If the Ultimate Gas Company has been investigating Mr. Shamspear so earnestly, there must be something to it. But then, how has he been managing to steal their gas? Oh, we can examine the thing.
Oh, let's go.
It's a very sturdy looking padlock, isn't it?
And the money box is sealed with beeswax, too.
So if Mr. Sholmes were to get up to any mischief, he'd be found out immediately.
Mr. Naruhodo, mischief of that kind is not the sort of thing that Mr. Sholmes would...
No, you didn't finish that sentence, don't you?
Well, anyway.
Ah, hydrate. Hi, Magpie.
We hydrate and hi, Magpie. Cool. No Snapple kiwi strawberry tonight.
Snapple kiwi strawberry. Oh my god, what year is it? 2004?
Shut up! I like it.
No, that sounds tasty. Although I feel like I've never been a kiwi strawberry kind of person. There's just something about like artificial strawberry that like it's just kind of like to me. I think I like real strawberries. I'm not a big fan of artificial strawberry. I think it's because artificial strawberry is like a really prominent flavor in like berry flavored things, and I've never really liked berry flavored things.
Oh,
I like it.
You had Turkey
I don't like
Hill,
artificial like coconut.
Turkey
artificial coconut
Hill
is
kiwi strawberry. What?
What?
What is that? Turkey Hill kiwi strawberry?
Turkey Hill is an American brand of iced tea, ice cream, and other beverages and frozen desserts. I see. Listen, I've never been a berry flavored person, like an artificial berry flavor. It's been my least favorite flavor. I don't know, something about it doesn't sit right with me. I will say, real berries, however, I do love very much. So,
Sure.
Some tasty cakes. You sound like you had an adventure. No cheesesteak though.
cheesesteak.
What? Aw, boo. Boo. I thought this was a Philadelphia trip, man.
Soup's like, did you even go?
Listen, every time we have a conversation, you couldn't eat a whole one? You know what? I guess that's fair.
Fair.
Yeah, they look pretty
They're
hefty.
huge. Yeah, they're really filling.
Every time we have a conversation about cheesesteaks, Maz, as like the Philly person, is just like, grumble, grumble, grumble. It's not a Philly cheesesteak, not real. It's not real, can't eat you.
Really?
You needed Tyler to eat the rest. Listen, Tyler would eat his own cheesesteak.
What if he ate his own and Mads's? Big brain.
I think he would regret that. I think he would regret eating a whole cheesesteak.
It's understandable that the gas company would want to safeguard the money that's rightfully theirs.
But it does feel a little over the top, perhaps, doesn't it? Hey, what's this? What's...
Have you spotted something, Mr. Naruhodo?
Oh, just here. There's a little hole. Do you see?
Goodness, you're right. I wouldn't have noticed.
It's not a very neat hole, is it? Not professionally made, I'd say.
So, you think it might have been opened up by Mr. Shamsphere?
Wait, are you telling me that this company took this box and they were like, "There's nothing wrong with it"?
They looked it over
With a fine-tooth comb. They
Yeah.
found this fucking puncture hole in the bottom, and they're like, "That must be nothing." What are you on about? Possibly. It seems the people at Altamont Gas must have missed it. I don't know how. I'm pretty sure that they have eyeballs. I mean, like, yes, it's... So, puncture holes come standard with every purchase, yeah. It's probably too small for coins, right? So, that's the thing, right? It's not meant for coins. It's meant to, like, essentially leak out all of the melted soap. But the thing is, right... This is still tampering with a company's property. Like, wouldn't they have taken you to task for it?
Maybe they'll be like, oh, maybe it looks like a accidental something, whatever. Because it's not big enough to fit any coins through, you know.
Well, it certainly seems to go all the way through to the inside.
All I'm saying is they're not doing a very good job. Not money size, don't care. I guess so.
Yeah.
Yes, but there's no way a coin could fit through here.
That's true, but even so, it seems more than a little suspicious.
There's a very tiny hole in the base. Okay, well, in that case, probably what's gonna happen is, here's my prediction. We're gonna present this. We're gonna be like, maybe the coins fell through, and then you're gonna be like, that's stupid, and then we find out the soap thing.
Sounds about right.
Oh wait, okay, here we go. Doesn't appear to have been tampered with. Well, do I have some news for you?
Woo!
Lady Altamont, I'm afraid to say, I don't think you guys have eyes. This meter clearly does show signs of having been tampered with.
What?
How do I? I've been over and over that thing. I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong with it. In that case, what do you have to say about the small hole that's been made at the base of the coin box? It looks like someone busted into this with a knife. Hole? What?
Wait, they didn't notice? They didn't notice the hole!
They didn't
the
notice!
cracked hole?
They didn't fucking
You're
notice
right.
the hole!
You're quite right. There is a little hole there.
The thing is, they say it's a tiny hole. It's like a pretty substantial, like, part of the money box portion of this meter.
If you just looked at the bottom of the meter, you would see the cracked hole.
The meters aren't supposed to have that. None of the others do.
In other words, we can assume that Mr. Shamspear secretly opened up this hole himself.
Yes, I wouldn't be at all surprised. But why?
Why? I mean, it's tiny. Couldn't get a farthing through that. Lady Altamont, I wonder if you could give the court some more details about your meter design.
What sort of details?
Well, what I'd specifically like to know is how it differentiates coins. How does the meter tell the difference between different coins?
What do you mean?
Well, for example, if someone were to put in a 1 penny coin, that wouldn't work, presumably, would it?
No, of course not.
So, well, how does the meter know that the coin it's been fed is a threepenny bit?
Ah, I see what you're getting at now. The meter tells coins apart by their shape and size, which includes their thickness. A threepenny bit is about 3/4 of an inch in diameter, you see. Other coins just won't fit.
Oh, I see. It's clearly been very well thought out.
The witness will amend her formal testimony with that information in case it is pertinent. As you wish, my lord.
Okay, let's see. Press. Mata! But conversely then, it would seem that anything matching a 3-pence coin exactly in terms of diameter and thickness...
Yeah, I gotta get my dog. One
Oh,
second.
okay, no problem.
What did she do? Okay. My dog knocked over Cole's charm case. Ah!
Ah. It's been a bit weird today.
Yeah?
I think the power just flickered for a second. My third monitor was doing some weird stuff, so I've just unplugged it. And I'll probably plug it back in.
Spooky.
Isn't that just? Finally recovering. What did you do yesterday?
Huh? Oh, me? Oh, freaking during my Friday stream, a bunch of people decided that they were gonna like drop like 20 gift subs.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
I know, it was very stressful, okay?
That's wild. Congratulations.
No, don't congratulate me. It was horrible.
What do you mean it was horrible?
Absolutely disgraceful.
Why do you think the subsystem exists?
I kept telling them to knock it off and they wouldn't listen.
Wow.
That's the kind of relationship I have with my chat room. But to answer your question, I think maybe I have, Magpie. I just fear for the future.
This is it, Renu. This is when you start the journey to become a big shot.
God, what a horrible time. It was like halfway through my stream too, so I was like, I can't lose my voice screaming at chat. I have to maintain some semblance of sanity for 2 more hours.
Happens every day. Okay, fair enough. Just give me 1 second.
Okay. Only maybe. What do you want from me? Accept it. No. You know it's not in my nature. I feel like the want is very simple and clear. You and I have very different definitions.
Accept it.
Nature is beautiful.
Damn. Alright, let's see. It would seem that anything matching a 3-pence coin exactly in terms of diameter and thickness. Oh. Oh, what the f...
Whoa, yeah, that was a weird.
I think... Hold on, I think the power's doing some weird shit. One sec.
Uh-oh.
Simple and clean as the way that you make me feel tonight.
I'm not just a bit salty. I'm so salty from that playthrough, I refuse to play the 4th game. People are so excited about that game, and I just cannot muster.
Renu's still a bit salty from Kingdom Hearts 3. I remember
Don't
when you
talk
were
to me.
talking about this game, and you talked about this entire crab sequence.
Don't talk to me.
Well, yes, in a way. The weight comes into it. The weight comes into it to a certain extent as well.
Yes. Apparently the Wi-Fi's down. Been a weird day today.
No.
We've thought of that though. If I find any fake coins inside the coin box when I empty the meter, the contract says the customer has to pay 100 times the amount they diddled as a fine. We live for a moments like this, as gasmen do. Live for them.
It would seem the gas company has thought of everything.
Wow, I didn't realize that this crab emote has a key belay.
Yes.
So infamous it remains an emote. That's beautiful.
Mads, did you play it? It's I like to find camaraderie with people who haven't lost their sanity
Oh boy.
and recognize that the game is terrible. There are people out there who are excited for the 4th game, and I just don't know how to reconcile that in my heart.
Yeah.
I watched my friend Matt play it.
Woohoo! Hurrah for gas! Hurrah for cash! Ultima all the way!
That's quite enough of that.
Remind me, how big are threepenny bits?
About 3/4 of an inch across. What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? Is this 2 centimeters measurement significant?
He's excited for it, but he just likes his games a lot. I mean, that tracks. To be fair, I feel like a lot of people have much higher tolerances for bullshit than Renu does.
That game.
I feel like some things just don't jive with you.
Too old, Sue.
That's fair. I don't blame you.
Or perhaps there's some other aspect of the meter's construction that we should be focusing on?
Listen, they designed like a whole world, the whole Pirates of the Caribbean world, so that you could collect crabs, but then by the time that you finish collecting all these hundreds and hundreds of crabs throughout the entire level, you go back to the quest giver, aka Johnny Depp, aka Jack Sparrow, and it turns out that he's made of crabs, dude! Why did I need to go out and look for them?
Yakuza Golf. Oh, Yakuza Golf. You played the golf
Bro.
mini game?
I played the golf minigame because Haruka was disappointed in me.
Oh my god. See, this is the thing, right? Is that literally I remember you telling me about this on the podcast, and then I remember listening to it back editing the podcast, and
Yeah.
like even then I kind of thought that like it was a joke, or like not that it was a joke. No, you sounded much too offended for that. I thought I had hallucinated it. But no, I'm glad because it just doesn't sound real. But I'm glad to know that this is definitely real.
It's actually a part of the game, yes.
Jesus. Yes, you may be right. Perhaps I should try a different tack here. Like asking about whether the meter can be dismantled, for example. No, we need to delve deeper. How can the meter be dismantled?
Dismantled?
Yes, given that there are no signs of it having been forced. I'm wondering if perhaps rather than being broken open, it might have been taken apart.
Well, yes, that does make some sense. The padlocks are made by a first-class locksmith from the finest quality steel. And the meter box itself is made from plate steel as well, welded shut to ensure it can't be opened again. I can assure you, it's quite impossible to dismantle it.
Wahoo! Yeah, nothing leaks from an automat meter. No coins, no gas, no nothing. I see.
The witness will amend her formal testimony with that information in case it is pertinent. As you wish, my lord. All joints on the meter are welded shut, and the lock is made from solid steel. There's no way to dismantle it.
Has anyone ever tried? Oh yeah, they've tried. They've all given up before long.
After all, if they actually broke the meter, the company would be able to take legal action.
Oh, yes, that makes sense.
What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? Is its welded steel construction significant? Or perhaps there's some other aspect of the meter's construction that we should be focusing on.
Yes, you may be right. Perhaps I should try a different tack here. Like asking about how the meter differentiates coins, for example. Delve deeper.
Deeper!
Nothing else will fit.
Nothing, you say?
Nothing you say. Perhaps a little. I wonder if we should examine this again. Oh, look at this bar of soap. It's a circular depression on this side, about 2 centimeters across.
Or 3/4 of an inch? Ah! Do you think?
Well, we did find this soap at the scene, didn't we?
Yes. Yes, there were 2 bars on that little ledge just outside the window. So we took this one. But I'm sure that when we first found it, there was some sort of reddish medallion in the middle there. I remember it clearly.
Yes, but there's no sign of it now. Where could it have gone? And let's present a little soap. Let me just confirm something here. If the diameter and thickness were to be correct, the The meter would accept any object as if it were a threepenny bit. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Now we know who ate the soap. It was the machine. I love it. Soap in the machine. Well, by something of a coincidence, while we were investigating in Mr. Shamspear's room, we found a particular item that matches the dimensions perfectly.
Something the same size as a threepenny bit? What was it?
The item in question is this. What? Have you been inhaling gas? That's a bar of soap.
It certainly looks nothing like a threepenny bit, I must say.
It looks like I'm gonna have to point out exactly what I mean here.
Yeah, I have trouble looking at the bottom of things.
Yeah. What's so important about the soap is this part here. Turns it upside down. What witchcraft is this? There's that funny little round depression in the middle of the soap.
Yes, it's a perfect circle. And I would say almost 3/4 of an inch in diameter.
Rather like something else we've been talking about recently, in fact.
Mr. Naruhodo, it's this part of the soap you need to show to the court.
Yes, it is. You have to turn over the soap to see what I mean. I
My
don't
goodness,
understand
these
your
people.
meaning.
Oh! Are you referring to that round depression in the middle of the soap there?
That's right, a depression that's approximately 3/4 of an inch in diameter. Or, in other words, almost exactly the same size as a threepenny bit. Get away!
Does anyone here present have in their possession a threepenny bit? Quickly now, hand over your coins, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my god, he's running a racket.
It sounds rather like a highway robbery, doesn't it?
Stick 'em up.
Thanks to a kind member of the public in the gallery, I have here a threepenny bit. And now to see if it fits. My word! It couldn't be more snug!
Yes, as I suspected. This, without a doubt, is a vital clue to explain how the Altamont Gas Company is being defrauded.
Well, I don't believe it.
So, your assertion amounts to what? That some inferior bar of soap has a tentative connection to the theft of gas?
Yes. The depression in the soap was clearly made by a threepenny bit.
I must concur, at least, that pushing a coin with some force into a poor quality bar of soap such as this is a remarkably simple way of replicating the coin's shape.
And then you could use, well, some melted wax or something to pour into the mold. You could make fake coins in no time. This brings all the pieces of the puzzle together. It's the method Mr. Shamsphere has been using to steal the gas. That's the missing link. And now, if I follow the chain of thought, it's going to bring me to a new explanation for what happened that nobody's considered yet.
But this is all nonsense. If the man had been making fake coins, my worker here would have found them when he emptied the meter. Quite true, Lady Altamont, in the absence of some black magic that could make them disappear.
You really thought the man's out here whittling soap and you've not been paying attention?
I see. That's what we're dealing with, is it? There is one form of black magic that could cause the fake coins to disappear into thin air, yes.
Exactly. And the meter here gives it away.
What on earth?
You want to whittle soap. I think you have to keep soap like cold to whittle it. I think it'll actually like melt otherwise, right?
I don't know.
There are remnants of the magical method used visible on the gas meter taken from the victim's room.
If that is your assertion, counsel, the defense will identify these remnants for the court at once.
Because I think like the oils from your hands would like melt the soap or something, right? I feel like every time I've grabbed a bar of soap, it's been like that. You also don't suggest breathing in lye. I think a lot of like modern soaps aren't made with lye, are they?
No, I don't think so. Right?
We found this bar of soap at the scene of the crime, just outside the victim's window. I guess it depends. Outside. Yes, outside. Where you yourself, Mr. Meterman, were loitering in the freezing winter air. That's where we found this soap. I get it now. Oh my god, he's been making ice coins. That's right. The answer, of course, is ice. Talking about this man's soap? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, listen, this man's been doing a lot of inadvisable things. It's lye and probably cocaine. Yeah, definitely some morphine in there for no reason.
Did you say ice?
Mr. Shamspear has been leaving soaps like this outside his window each evening, filled with water. And after a night outside in the bitter cold, the water is completely frozen solid the next morning.
Then he takes his fake coins of ice and feeds them into the gas meter, giving him light and warmth in spades.
Oh, God.
As his room becomes very comfortably warm, the ice now inside the meter's coin box melts,
Turning back into water and draining harmlessly away through the small hole made in the underside of the meter. That is how, without leaving any evidence of his wrongdoing, this man has been stealing Altamont gas.
Just like that. So simply.
I mean, he probably would not have gotten away with it for as long as he did if you had noticed he'd poked a hole in the bottom of your meter, but
Well, you just changed out the meters and stuff like that. I don't know.
Is he trying to make us look like idiots?
No, you're doing a great job of that on your own.
You had your man standing outside in the cold watching him.
Literally, he was watching him. How could you not have seen?
He's been fooling us all with some bars of soap and some water.
That's right, madam.
I don't believe it. It can't be true. Do you have any idea how much money we spent to develop that new meter?
Well, let me tell you, there's a perfectly fine inspection you could do to check.
It's called looking at the bottom of the meter with your eyeballs.
And now you have the audacity to suggest that a bit of soap and some water can render it totally useless?
I'm fairly sure I didn't design it.
Evidence.
Sorry?
I want evidence. If you're going to stand there and tell me our meters are rubbish, I want to see proof. She's very good at enforcing accountability, isn't she?
Very well, Lady Altamont. If you'd like evidence, I'll provide it.
What? Mr. Naruto, are you saying you do actually have evidence to support this theory?
I did notice a trace of something that bothered me a little at the time. And I have a feeling that this theory we've come up with now could explain it. The piece of evidence that substantiates the theory that about how Mr. Shamspear has been stealing gas is... It's right there.
Bam bam.
This is a photograph of the scene at the point when the victim was discovered, taken by Inspector Gregson. And it clearly shows the remnants of the crime carried out by Mr. Shamspear.
What remnants?
Here you can see the gas meter on the wall in Mr. Shamspear's room. Now, look close at the floorboards directly underneath the meter.
What is that? Some kind of grabby stain?
Almost certainly, it's a water stain resulting from the liquid that drained out of the hole made in the meter.
Oh!
If one coin gives around 2 hours of gas usage, and the occupant was heating his room in all his waking hours, we can imagine he would have used around 10 of his fake coins each day. The melting ice inside the meter's coin box would have been dripping out almost constantly. Oh, it's awful for your floorboards. Leaving a stain on the floor.
This is awful.
And there's further evidence, too. Mr. Shamspear is slumped over his table, apparently having consumed strychnine. And right there next to him is a bar of soap, broken in half.
You're right.
It would appear to me then, Counsel, that the man was eating the soap, was he? Here we go again.
Pardon me for disagreeing with your lordship, but certainly not.
He didn't beat about the bush there, did he?
In truth, Mr. Shamspear was found with a fork in his hand.
A meal of soap is sounding increasingly likely.
Do you mean to say that he was using that fork to... Yes. To extract a frozen coin from the bar of soap.
Oh!
But the bar broke in half. So perhaps it didn't go very well.
Good gracious! Why?
Lord Van Zeeks.
I was throwing my hand up in despair, and happened to catch my hallowed bottle on the way. Pray forgive my maladroit mistake.
What is the meaning of this, Counsel?
Allow me to pose my learned friend a question. What exactly did you establish with your most recent cross-examination?
Well...
That Mr. William Shamspear is a liar and a thief. In other words, that his testimony is unreliable.
That's it. That's exactly it.
Very well. Let us assume the man is a liar. Now allow me to pose another question. What possible difference does that make?
Well...
We know that suicide can be discounted. Scotland Yard's investigation revealed no sign of another vessel that contained poison. And on the night in question, there were no visitors to the room except the accused. The young gasman's testimony, which we have no reason to doubt, has confirmed that. Furthermore, the only possible way the poison could have entered the victim's body is via the tea. Sis? The court has seen no evidence whatsoever that suggests otherwise. Even if William Shamspeare is the liar you claim him to be, these facts have been objectively established. There's no escaping it.
Ah!
Therefore, in light of these facts, the prosecution calls for immediate adjudication.
What?
Order! Well, counsel, how does the defense respond?
Such a meanie.
Mr. Naruto,
Don't try to
together!
What was the point of that last cross-examination? Did it actually get us anywhere? I mean, brother, that's your job.
Bro, that's what Van Zeeks was telling you.
He's been saying this the whole fucking time. Did it make no difference at all, like Lord Van Zeeks is saying? I don't know. Let's just raise an objection. Why not? No, this isn't over. The defense will not rest.
What?
But, counsel, you've successfully explained everything. You've identified and substantiated the unscrupulous method employed by Mr. Shamspeare to consume gas. What more is there to discuss?
Lord Van Zeeks just highlighted 3 facts in order to make his point. But contrary to what he would have the court believe, not all of them have been objectively established at all.
What are you trying to say, my Nipponese friend?
At least one of these so-called facts is an assumption, made due to a lack of evidence. But the situation has changed now, following the cross-examination of the latest witnesses to take the stand.
Don't be absurd. What is this nonsense?
Yes, when you bring everything we've learned so far together and consider it as a whole, it's clear. There's a question that we now need to reconsider, namely, was someone else responsible? Was there another visitor? Was the poison in the tea? Oh God.
Was the poison in the tea?
I mean, I think so, right? That must be it. Because we know our boy didn't do it, so...
Yeah.
We've all been led to believe that the strychnine poison that afflicted Mr. Shamspeare was in the tea brought to him by Mr. Natsume. But that's conjecture at best.
The victim has testified that nothing else passed his lips that night. There is no other possibility. And since there was no trace of the tea left at the scene, it couldn't be tested for traces of the poison.
As I said, the situation has changed. Because in fact, some of Mr. Natsume's tea was left at the scene. And a particular piece of evidence proves it.
A ludicrous claim. Scotland Yard detectives investigated the scene exhaustively. What evidence are you suggesting they missed?
The defense has made a bold claim indeed. Very well, counsel. Present your proof. What evidence from the scene of the crime can tell us about the nature of the defendant's tea? What exactly is this piece of evidence supposed to reveal about Mr. Natsume's tea, counsel?
I'd suspect it may possibly be related to the tea in some small way, if we dig deep enough.
Then you will be digging for a very long time indeed, my learned friend.
Oh.
Even at the bottom of the deepest chasm, you will find no sense in that absurd assertion.
Yeah, let's try that one again. Sometimes I wish I could disappear down a deep chasm to escape his deep sarcasm.
Then I advise you to think more deeply this time.
And hope Van Zeke's being super nice to you this case. Oh, don't worry, he is. Very nice.
He's thrown like at least 3 wine bottles and 3 chalices, I think. I haven't been keeping track.
Okay, let's see.
What evidence from the scene of the crime can tell us about the nature of the defendant's tea?
I mean, like, but this picture is the only thing I can think of. If we're talking about the tea specifically.
Did you save?
Did I save? I should, huh?
What a waste. Listen, I could be drinking that wine. My man's has been tossing it into the gallery, left, right, and center.
It explodes on contact. Like a vampire survivor's weapon. Slurp, slurp. Something that was presented during the last testimony. Yeah, right? Like... So, like, this is the reason I wanted to present the teacup, is because this has the tea ring, which implies that the tea was there for a while, but...
Right.
That is not the case, so I guess we'll present this one. Oh, no! Oh, God! Oh, no! What if we just kind of... Kira Queen bites a dust. Maybe. Oh, you know what? Actually, maybe it's the gas meter, because his gas was always going. You know, maybe his tea could have evaporated. Ah, fuck. Oh, balls. It'd be a shame if we just kind of kill our queen back here.
Toxic. So what did you present? The medical report? Or...
I've presented the gas meter and the tea and the teacups and the crime scene photograph. So I assume, I mean, the evidence is here somewhere. Maybe it's this? No. Oh man, we're really eating it today, huh? It's not often that we just get back into the throw spaghetti at the wall. Oh, it's the soap!
Okay, I was wondering. Okay, we'll just continue.
Good gracious.
Right.
The soap again? The same bar the victim used to fashion his coins of ice.
Yes, that's right, my lord. It's just come back to me. Something about when we first found this bar of soap at the scene yesterday.
It's more bars of soap.
It's just soap all the way down. Soap? What are bars of soap doing lined up on a ledge outside the window? I'm quite certain that when we originally stumbled upon the bars of soap, there was actually a frozen coin in each bar.
So you discovered the gas thief's coin factory. Fascinating.
In a way, yes, but there's more. It means he probably didn't drink it because he was saving it to make ice coins. Why, though? The coins we found in the soap at the time weren't normal ice.
There was something strange about them, you mean?
Man, what a freak. Exactly, something very obviously strange. They were red. Bro, did he bleed into them?
The ice was red? No. You mean...
That's right, it's obvious to me now. I guess if it's black tea, actually. The fake coins in the soap were made from frozen tea. But why? There's water everywhere! What? I would remind the court of a statement made by Mr. Natsume earlier in this trial. That evening, yes, I did take some freshly brewed tea with me when I visited Mr. Shamspeare's room as a gift. The public water pump outside always freezes at night, so I bought bottled water especially to make it. And this is the result. Never will I touch tea again. Never! He could have just taken some snow from outside.
He could have indeed taken the snow. Oh, yes. I believe there had been a snowfall that day. It was particularly cold. Sadly, on such occasions, the poorly constructed water mains in the East End are prone to freezing.
So, on the night in question, Mr. Shamspeare, having no running water to use, was forced to use the tea brought by Mr. Natsume. This is such a Bear Grylls Survivor, man. Like, I gotta drink my own piss.
This is crazy.
Like, there are other solutions, my guy.
No, only this.
Was for it's fucking MacGyver ass. This case is wild and in the most mundane way. I agree. Was forced to use the tea brought by Mr. Natsume in order to make his fake coins.
My word!
There were 2 bars of soap on the window ledge when my judicial assistants and I investigated the scene.
That's right, and we only borrowed one of them.
Which means that even as we speak, some of the defendant's tea is still present at the scene of the crime, frozen solid in a bar of soap outside Mr. Shamspeare's window.
Extraordinary!
Earlier today, Inspector Gregson informed the court that if even 1 drop of the tea remained, Scotland Yard would be able to analyze it for poison. As such, we are now in a position to prove or disprove that has, until now, been mere conjecture. By finding out for sure whether or not Mr. Natsume's tea actually contains strychnine at all.
Let's go.
Smug Nipponese. My lord, we cannot do the defendant the injustice of passing judgment now. The police should be dispatched to recover the remaining bar of soap from the scene at once. And the defense requests a thorough analysis of the frozen tea embedded in it to determine whether or not it contains any poison. Bop, bop, bop.
Bailiff! Bailiff! Instruct the police to attend the scene at once.
Yes, my lord, understood. Only English smugness is allowed in this court.
Only GMO-free, homegrown, organic British smugness allowed.
It would seem we have no choice but to suspend these proceedings for the time being.
Hot Skippy.
I trust you have no objection, Zeke?
None, my lord, but I am very upset.
Scotland Yard will recover the tea from the scene and carry out the requisite tests immediately. The trial will resume at the same hour tomorrow. The prosecution and defense may conduct further investigations as appropriate in the interim.
Yeah, he's gonna like vampire chokehold him. Yes, my lord. Well, we managed to scrape through there somehow. Whew. Whew. Woo! Woo!
Thank you, Countess. Court is adjourned until tomorrow.
Whew. To be continued. Ba, ba, ba. Ba, 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 ba. Investigation, Part 3. But before we do that, let's take a little breaky so we can get some
Breakies.
drinks.
Sounds good.
And maybe we go to the bathroom if need be. Brr, buh, buh, buh.
Ba, ba, ba. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ba, ba,
Ba, ba, ba, ba, ba, ba, ba, da, ba. Help you're looking at vinyls. Oh, that sounds like a problem. The vinyl bestseller on Amazon is the Spider-Man score. It's pretty funny, actually. Man, I wonder if you could get the Ace Attorney soundtrack on vinyl. That would be really cool. Not the most recent Spidey, the first movie. Okay, interesting. Why? I don't remember what the music from that Spider-Man was like. Anyway. Yeah, the Sam Raimi one? Yeah, right? I think so. I think that's what they're talking about.
22nd February, 1:11 p.m. Naruhodo's legal consultancy.
Oh, this reminds me, Sean, your computer is actually set up there now, isn't it? Whew, we made it back in one piece. Just. Now we can do you're on Wi-Fi, but it technically works. Yeah. Tier list tomorrow is going to be uncharacteristically good audio-wise. To be perfectly honest, I thought we were finished there for a while.
Oh, I know. What a lot of close shaves. There are so many carriages on the streets of London. You're very nearly flattened several times.
Oh, no, I didn't mean that. Wait.
Yes, I know. It was a marvelous defense, Naruhodo-san. It really was. I was in awe of you.
Oh, thank you.
And now that your fervent exploits have won us some more precious investigation time.
Oh, 1 second. I'd love to know what this track is called, because I really like it.
Mhm.
Let's see if we can't find some new clues for court tomorrow.
Yes, let's do that.
Is everything all right?
I suppose. I still can't quite believe it, that's all. That I'm here in England working as a lawyer, I mean. In the Old Bailey, no less.
Not for long.
The truth is, it shouldn't be me, should it? It should be him standing in my shoes. It should be Kazuma. Bro. You know what this reminds me of? Earlier today, I was watching The Untamed, right? Because I watch it every Saturday with a couple of my friends, and like we watch one episode every Saturday. It's really funny. And we just watched the episode where Wei Wuxian is like, I'm leaving with the remnants of the Wen clan because they've been mistreated, and he meets with Lanzhan, and it's just like, bro, if I had to die, I would rather us fight and you kill me. And like I literally like had the deepest like fucking visceral flashback to recording our goddamn like podcast.
Yes.
And just talking about Sabiku Ibisco.
Yes.
And how literally it's the most homosexual trope on the planet. Like in the entirety of planet Earth, it's like the gayest thing you could do. And I don't think people realize it. And I know that the source material for this is gay.
Yes.
But it was censored to be less gay. But they just somehow let that stay in for some reason.
Yeah, they didn't know, but the gays know.
But like literally, it's like the gayest shit you can do.
Yeah. We're all in the know, but the rest of society.
You need to catch up, honestly.
It was Kazuma-sama's wish that you follow him to Great Britain and work alongside him.
Yes, I mean, I never had the chance to ask him exactly why, but he clearly had a plan. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for him.
And you're doing wonderfully, Naruhodo-san. I've no doubt that Kazuma-sama would say exactly the same if he were here with us.
Thank you, Susato-san. Thank you. It was quite a shock earlier today, wasn't it? When the victim himself turned up in court and took the stand.
I know.
Not only that, but then finding out that he's actually a barefaced gas thief as well.
Yes, that was certainly a surprise to us all. For a while, it seemed as though everyone had quite forgotten about Soseki-san poisoning the tea.
Careful of your phrasing, Susato-san. You can poison anything. And there's more to this Mr. Shamspear than we yet know. I'm sure of it.
Mr. Shamspear certainly wasn't the noble, upstanding man everyone thought he was.
What's become of him, actually?
I was told that he'd be returning to the hospital ward where he was receiving treatment.
Oh, which one is that?
Let me see. Ah, yes, he's at St. Bartholomew's, or Bart's, as Londoners call it.
We know that place, don't we?
Yes, we visited Miss Green there yesterday. It's the same hospital to which she was taken.
It's also the hospital where Mr. Sholm will have a scalpel put inside of him in the future.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh, yes, after Soseki-san stabbed her in the back.
Do be careful of your phrasing, Naruhodo-san. He didn't stab anyone.
Poor Mr. Natsume.
Getting
Perhaps
tossed
we-
under the bus.
Perhaps we both owe Soseki-san an apology. St. Bartholomew's. Yes, we should probably visit the hospital later. So, we know that Soseki-san took tea to the victim on the night in question. But as he isn't the culprit, then obviously...
Scalpel we have not confirmed has been removed.
Yes, it could be in there to this very day.
Yes, the poison surely wasn't in the tea.
But if that's the case, how on earth did the poison get into Mr. Shamspear's body?
I'm sure we'll find a clue at the scene. There must be something in Mr. Shamspear's room that will help solve the mystery.
Well, naturally, Scotland Yard detectives have been over the place already. But it couldn't hurt for us to have another look around, I think.
Definitely. And I'm desperate to know the outcome of the investigation into the tea left in the bar of soap.
Well, if we run into Inspector Gregson, we could ask him about that. Kazuma Asogi, the best friend I ever had, and a lawyer with such promise. He really saved my bacon in that horrible incident just before we left Japan.
Flashback.
I can still picture him now, looking so fierce and determined in court. And then after the trial, crazy idea he came up with. As a stowaway?
Yes, you can fit inside my trunk if you curl up small enough, I'm sure. No one will know.
Kazuma, won't you tell me why? I go to these lengths so that I can accompany you to Great Britain.
Well, it's been on my mind ever since we got through that trial. That you really ought to go into law. Be a defense lawyer. You've got a natural talent for it. Believe me, I guarantee it.
But I've never even thought about becoming a lawyer.
Well, I can't force you, obviously. You'll have to decide for yourself. But anyway, London is the cultural capital of the world, the city at the forefront of everything. It can't hurt for you to see it with your own eyes.
No, that's true.
I suppose, though, if you were to become a lawyer, then one day...
One day what?
Oh, no, never mind.
Huh?
Naruhodo-san?
Oh, sorry, I was just thinking about Kazuma.
Yes, he's forever in my thoughts, too. To change the Japanese judicial system for the better, That was his dream. And that's why he so desperately wanted to come to Great Britain to study, of course.
Yes, that's right, but
Yes?
I do wonder if his true intentions lay elsewhere sometimes. I don't know. The thought just takes hold of me every now and then, that's all.
Naruhodo-san? What do you mean by Kazuma-sama's true intentions?
I mean this.
His katana?
I never expected to inherit this sword after Kazuma passed away, of course.
No, I know. It was because I asked you to take it.
When I have it at my side in court, I feel as though it gives me courage.
Yes.
Actually, the night before he died, he told me a little about the sword. Oh baby, a flashback! Karuma?
That's right. It's a prized sword that's been passed down through generations of the Asogi clan. A Japanese man's sword is his soul, Ryunosuke. I can't be parted from my katana. Karuma guides me. I truly believe that.
So, its name compels its wielder to slice evil in two? Not that you would need much compelling.
On that subject, there's something very important that I have to do in Great Britain.
Something you have to do?
Yes. I'd appreciate you seeing it through with me.
Of course I will. Whatever it is, I'll see it through to the end with you.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
What did he mean by something very important that I have to do?
I had hoped that the answer to that question would become apparent when we arrived here, but as yet I've not found a single clue.
I see.
February. Holmes Suite.
Oh, Reno! And Susie! Hooray, you're back! Hello, Iris. You're in fine spirits as always, I see. I am, and you look as immaculately presented as ever, Susie. Oh, you flatter me. Well, you couldn't have come at a better time. I've just made a pot of tea. I'll set the cups.
Really? Thanks, Iris. But actually... what is that foul smell?
Oh, here we go. Aha! The Wanderers return at last. Where on earth have the pair of you been? What do you mean?
We've been in court?
Yes. Oh, for Mr. Mustache's case. That was today, was it?
I'm sure I mentioned it only yesterday, Mr. Sholmes.
I'm sure you think you did. Oh, well, we can laugh about it now. So tell me, how did the trial go?
Oh, it went. Well, reasonably well so far. We've managed to escape without a guilty verdict, at least.
Really? I would have liked to see it. And I must pass the time of day with Mr. Reaper again. It's been too long.
No, he doesn't like you.
He really doesn't like you.
Is Lord Van Zeek's an acquaintance, Mr. Sholmes?
Naturally. There's not a person in the world who doesn't know my name, Mr. Naruhodo.
Not quite what I asked, but still.
Mr. Sholmes, whatever is that odor?
Yes, what is it? It's faint, but absolutely awful.
Ah, indeed! That's the scent of victory, my dear fellows! Victory in science!
Oh dear.
All right, I'll bite. What's he up to now? Is it a gas leak?
No!
Bro, everybody's tripping.
Lord Baron von Zeeks. Yes, it's an interesting sobriquet he has, isn't it? The Reaper of the Bailey? Once the legendary prosecutor has fought for someone's conviction, that person is doomed. Even if he or she is found not guilty by the courts, sooner or later the hapless soul will vanish from the capital.
But vanish how exactly?
By falling under a passing carriage, or drowning in the Thames, or succumbing to a sudden fever, or, quite out of the blue, being set upon by a highwayman. There are numerous routes to one's final terminus, my dear fellow.
It all seems a little far-fetched, really.
Well, on the bright side, Mr. Mustache is fighting fit. For the time being, at least.
That's not overly reassuring.
If the rumors are true, though, the obvious conclusion would surely be that those acquitted are, well, by Lord Van Zeek's own hand.
As it happens, Miss Susato, that is quite impossible.
Oh? Why?
Naturally, the man very quickly came under such suspicion. However, whenever these incidents occurred, the Reaper always had a cast iron alibi.
Really?
And so his reign continued. But 5 years ago, he vanished from the courts, never to appear as a prosecutor again. That is, until you arrived in the country, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yes, so I've heard. In fact, it was the very day I arrived when I was thrust into that trial of the Old Bailey. That bitter fight to the death coincided with the Reaper's resurrection, and really did end bitterly indeed.
And here you are, facing Mr. Reaper again.
Poor Renu. I don't know if you're just incredibly unlucky or incredibly unlikable.
I think it goes deeper than just me. I sense a general loathing of all Japanese people. Racism!
What? No.
Japanese people.
Wow.
With Mr. Natsume, who I'm currently defending, being Japanese as well, as Miss Susato and myself, I felt it even more keenly in court today. For some reason, Lord Van Zeek seems to have an inherent disdain of the Japanese.
Indeed. It is an interesting observation.
Do you know something about it? Do you, Mr. Sholmes?
It was about 10 years ago that Baron von Zeeks chose to enter the legal profession. However, before that time, the young man's closest companion hailed from the Empire of Japan,
Oh, bro, is this gonna be gay too?
Let's go.
It's gonna-
No.
What the? Tell us more, Mr. Sholmes. What happened?
I believe I've made it clear before. I'm unable to tell you anything about the affair.
Oh, but
The veil will be lifted on the events of the past in due course, I have no doubt. But for now, however, it is Mr. Mustache who is most deserving of your attention, I believe.
So, what is that indescribably foul smell?
Ah, well, most probably this, I would say.
What is that?
My dear fellow, it is, of course, my latest invention. A chemical test that can identify whether or not a tea is genuine at the drop of some tea.
oh my.
There are some unscrupulous sorts manning the stalls along some of London's less frequented streets.
Bro, he's worried about tea dealers cutting the tea with something less savory.
They regularly sell what purports to be high-quality tea, but it is in fact merely dyed leaves of drab flavor.
Well, that's certainly unsavory behavior.
So, when one is presented with what appears to be black tea, one must be careful. Iris?
At the ready, Hurley.
Let us add a drop of my chemical to this cup of tea here. Do you see what happens?
It's turned completely black. Don't fuck with the English when it comes to their tea. Last time we did that, war broke out.
And what a foul odor it's giving off.
Indeed. The blacker the tea becomes, and the more foul the odor is, the better the tea is. It would appear that this cup was a particularly fine Darjeeling.
That's very ingenious, but what do you do with that black liquid now?
Why dispose of it, naturally? Surely you wouldn't like to drink it, would you?
It was a nice cup of tea.
Ruined it.
There does seem to be a rather obvious problem with your new invention, Mr. Sholmes.
Wow, hydration. Time to drink some water. Hi, Chi.
Hi, Chi.
Drink, Renu, drink!
I have hydrated.
Me too. I need to go clean out my water bottle. It's just been sitting there. Not clean.
Gross. Hence why this chemical test is merely a test, my dear madam.
Right.
The point is, we are entering a new era of science, in the world of criminal investigation also.
Yes, forensic science. Oh, these are such exciting times.
Oh, baby. Forensic science.
Ooh. I regularly engage in this scientific experimentation alongside my unofficial consulting and detective work. The Herlock-Sholmes method will be the foundation upon which modern investigative technique is based.
Based.
This little tea indicant was a happy byproduct of my ongoing forensic science research.
Forensic science? I suppose I should find out more about that. So, your T-test, is that an example of forensic science?
Indeed it is.
An essential tool in cases that hinge on the knowledge of whether some tea is of high or inferior quality.
Not a huge number of cases, then.
Perhaps a more practical example is required. Fingerprints? Not yet accepted in our courts as evidence, I might add. Really, we are dragging our heels there.
I hadn't even heard of them until recently.
Which is partly why I undertake research in this field myself, of course. Does that mean you're studying fingerprints, Mr. Sholmes? There are others in that field already, and I abhor the company of inferior minds.
Damn, son.
No, what I am researching is skin prints.
What the fuck does that mean?
He's ahead of his time.
Skin prints?
The nomenclature of my own design, as is this chemical agent that makes it possible. It instantly reveals objects touched by whichever person is under investigation.
Bro, how?
Brilliant, Mr. Sholmes.
As long as it doesn't turn everything completely odorous and black.
I assure you, my dear fellows, you will witness my forensic talents in action very soon indeed.
Well, I think we should go back to the scene and see if we can uncover any new clues.
That's the spirit, Renu. See you later. So cute!
So
yes,
cute.
until later.
No, Mr. Sholmes, we were thinking you'd come with us.
You were?
What? Yes, of course. You just said so a moment ago. You said we'd witness your forensic talents in action.
Ah, yes. I do recall saying something along those lines. But you go on ahead. I shall be sure to follow you later, in all likelihood. Probably. Maybe. Well, I might.
Your commitment astounds me.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Sholmes. We'll eagerly await your arrival. Bye-bye, Renu. Bye, Susie.
All right then. To the crime scene.
Maybe her luck will show up.
Maybe he will.
22nd February. Mr. Natsume's lodgings, ground floor.
Oh, what's up? Oh. Hello again, Inspector Gregson.
What are you doing here?
Well, we were hoping to have another look around, actually.
The lawyer representing the defendant has a right to examine the scene, as I'm sure you're aware. Yeah, I know the score.
Oh, yes. One other thing. The soap on the ledge outside the window. Did you find it? With the tea in it?
Yeah, we found it all right. And there was a small amount of tea in it, as you said.
I knew it.
It's with the identification section at the yard now. They're looking into it. The results should be available later today.
There's gonna be poison in the tea. We're gonna get absolutely boned here.
That's wonderful news. Thank you. Pretty impressive performance in court this morning.
I'm sorry?
Nothing. Forget it. Just make sure you don't disturb anything in there.
Okay. He's here immediately!
My man, you was acting all coy like you wouldn't show up.
Ah, the ill-fated teacups from which the two men drank on the ill-fated night.
During their heated literary debate, yes.
Who's stronger, Romeo or Juliet? Sounds like it was quite a, discussion.
Now I think of it, I'm sure that the two lovers in the play ended their lives with poison.
That's fiction, Mrs. Sato. Let's hope it stays that way. If you ran out of change, you wouldn't even have any light, let alone heat. For the needy, London's winters can be very harsh.
That's true, but if you think about it, even the wealthy would find themselves freezing if they ran out of small change.
That's a good point. London's winters can be very harsh for the forgetful, too, then. Frankly, I'm starting to wonder if Susato-san and I are going to make it this spring.
That's true. We don't even have a meter at Baker Street, let alone a gas stove.
Look how dark the stain on the floor is underneath the meter there.
Yes, from all the water dripping out after the ice coins melted, as you established in court this morning.
Bro, he didn't even, like, try to get a cup to gather the water.
I
You
know,
could have
that's what I was
reused the
thinking.
coins infinitely. It's a very large and obvious stain, isn't it?
Mr. Shamspeare must have used an awful lot of ice coins, I suppose.
It was an ingenious idea, I'll give him that. The sun never shines in this room, thanks to that depressing bricked-up window.
Yet, with enough determination, you can always remove the bricks to set some soap outside, can't you?
Those floors won't last either. Yeah, they will not. That sounds like a very wise life lesson, Mrs. Sato.
Only if you plan to follow a life of crime, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh, who would do that?
Hey. Are you looking for new clues, Inspector?
On Lord Van Zeek's orders, yeah. Don't come back till you got something for me, he says. Tusk.
Oh dear, poor you.
Yeah, poor me. 'Cause we've already searched every bleeding nook and cranny in this place. I don't know what he expects, to be honest. Thank goodness for warm chips is all I can say. Heck yeah.
Infinitely warm chips.
Yeah.
Well, at least he's honest. Mr. Sholmes, what are you up to over there?
What a question indeed! Was it not your good self who asked me to attend the scene? Oi, what you doing here, Sholmes? What are you up to over there? What are you doing here? Dear me, once a great detective, one is always under scrutiny, it seems.
Is now the time, Mr. Sholmes? Are you about to show us your forensic talents in action as you promised?
With the greatest of pleasure, my dear madam.
I like that all of his inventions just make things turn different colors.
Yeah, I know,
It's
right?
like, I'm very good at making colors happen. What's all this?
All this is precisely what you requested, Mr. Naruhodo. Herlock Sholmes' sensational skin print seeker gun.
Repressed artist Sholmes. It's true.
Moments ago, I took a sample from the teacup that was used by the victim.
A sample from Mr. Shakespeare's cup?
Each individual leaves microscopic secretions on everything he or she touches. A sample of those secretions is all I need to produce this, a refined indicator solution. By liberally spraying the room with this chemical,
Oh, there's no way this could go wrong. Wait, that's too long. I mean, this guy lives here. Like, all you're gonna do is make everything turn pink.
Everything the victim touched is instantly revealed with the aid of these goggles. But he lives here. He's gonna have touched so many things.
He's gonna have touched most of these things.
Here, try them on.
Oh.
There. Now spray the chemical indicator about and all will be revealed. Oh no.
Spray? How do I do that exactly?
A little press of space on the area you're interested in is all that's required. Like this.
What is that stuff? It's like fog.
A suspension of the chemical indicator in a pressurized gas. It's the most efficient way to cover a large area. That was another invention I discovered incidentally whilst I was developing this idea.
As you do.
Go ahead, try it, my dear fellow. We may learn something interesting about the victim's movements on the night in question.
I am somewhat hesitant to believe that this is all the amount that he has touched his things. Well, there's nothing to lose, I suppose. All right, let's explore. Okay, I think we've had a bit of spraying. What the fuck is going on here?
Whoa!
Whoa, man, it's like a fucking horror show. Holy! Look, there are dozens of handprints here.
So there are. A great many indeed. So much so that it's hard to make out any one individual print, in fact.
It sends a chill down my spine.
Perhaps he was leaning against the wall while he admired this picture?
Unlikely, I would say. It's a rather dull scene, after all.
And without wishing to state the obvious, you wouldn't generally admire a picture from such close quarters, I feel.
Oh, very true, Mr. Sato. It's a bit of a mystery then. Yeah, what the fuck is going on here? Jeez.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
We did this one. We did this one. else do you want us to spray, man?
Can't back out.
I have no idea. I don't think so. Yeah, I get you, man. Maybe up here? No. Up here? No.
This room is gonna be covered in pink.
Kind of already is covered in pink.
Oh,
Oh, what
What?
is it? What's in the fucking
What is
floorboards, man? What is wrong with this house? Oh, look at all this here.
ah, yes. Interesting. A multitude of the victim's handprints.
Why are there so many of them on the floor in this one spot?
Oh, perhaps he had a bad fall just here?
Multiple times.
Multiple times.
There's nothing obvious that he would have tripped over, though, is there?
Oh no, I'm falling.
It's
again.
beating hard. His telltale heart.
God, it really
I
is, huh?
wonder. Personally, I often stumble when there's nothing obvious to trip over.
Do you know what? I think the last time I thought about the beating heart story was, I think I took a class on animation, and that was like one of the things that people that we covered. Is
Oh.
there was like an animated, like short of it.
Mhm.
And it used to be. I think there used to be like, it was either animation grants or it was like public broadcasting like money animations, but like the sort of like postmodern animation stuff. I think.
Hmm.
I remember barely anything for that class though.
I think that's something only a great detective would do, Mr. Sholmes.
Well, this is quite a puzzle. Handprints all over the floor.
Yes, there's no obvious explanation. But there are secrets in this fucking house.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we sprayed Mr. Sholmes' amazing skin print indicator all over this room, didn't we?
We did. But there are two places in particular that are of interest, I would say.
Handprints on the floor there. And on the wall by the picture. I mean,
What is Mr. Shamspear hiding?
who knows?
He's so sus.
Yes, and I think the floor warrants closer investigation. I won't be a moment.
She's gonna rip up the floorboards.
Let's go. Rip it open.
Ah!
What is it, Mrs. Sato? Is he hiding government secrets too? It's possible.
Look here, Mr. Naruhodo. One of the floorboards has popped out.
One of the... Oh, you mean... It's a secret hiding place?
Excellent work, Mr. Sato. So, what do we have in here? Oi, what are you lot doing?
Inspector Gregson, you're not gonna believe this. Check this shit out.
Stand aside right this minute. It's my job to investigate now. Yum, yum, yum. No need, Inspector. You continue to dig into your portion of chips, whilst we dig around under the floor here.
He eats
Man,
so
he's
aggressively.
still going.
It's like, look at him. He looks so angry as he munches
like-
down.
Yeah, he's glaring at Sholmes while doing it too. Your fancy talk's putting me off my food anyway, Sholmes. A new bit of evidence is exactly what I need.
Well, pop the floorboard, Gregsy! A secret hiding place under the floor. What a find.
It's not a hiding place you could make use of in Japan. I don't think I could lift a straw tatami mat.
Oh, I know. But I never expected one of these wooden floorboards to move either. It's got me wondering, what about the wall over there, too? Aren't you curious?
Oh! I'll investigate at once. There's nothing behind the picture, sadly. Only the wall.
How disappointing.
But then, how do you explain the handprints?
I can't really think why anyone would have been touching the wall over and over in one place like that.
Click.
Huh? There you are. A print for you.
Photograph of the handprints on the wall has been entered into the court record. Oh, thank you very much. His invention can make prints, too? Oh, now then. I wonder if Inspector Gregson has found anything under the floor there.
I'm desperate to know.
He wants to know so bad.
So am I!
You know what? Me too. I'd love to know if there's anything hidden underneath that floorboard there.
Allow me to ask Gregson now. After all, we're well acquainted.
We're friends.
Looks well. Inspector Gregson! Really, it's been too long. What are you doing? What is it, Sholmes? I thought perhaps you might show me what you found there, seeing as we're such good friends.
My God, man.
We're not friends. No, I suppose not.
Oh. It's kind of sad.
A dismal flame, Haley.
Yes, I heard. Oh, I'd kill to know what was under that floorboard.
All right then, fair's fair.
What?
You did discover the hiding place after all? I suppose I should at least fill you in.
If you and Gregson are well acquainted, I can't imagine what the relationship between him and Zeke's is. Yeah. Really, Inspector. Thank you.
Do it quickly, my dear fellow. If there's one thing I know about this man, it's that he blows with the wind, as fickle as the weather. Oi, stop making me out to be some kind of nut! There were 3 items on the floor there. A newspaper clipping, a photographic print, and a tin box. Now, what do you want to know? Looks like this was cut out of the paper about 3 months ago. It's about a convict who got sick and died while he was serving time up in Manchester.
How terrible.
It made the headlines down here in London as well. The bloke had been sentenced to death, you see, but nature got him first.
Oh my goodness! He committed a capital offense?
Man by the name of Selden. Nasty piece of work into burglaries and murder.
Oh my.
Dear me. They say the hoard he knocked off was worth about £1,000.
A hoard? Treasure, you mean? Oh boy, are we treasure hunting?
Oh my gosh.
Oh baby!
And the like. But he'd hidden it somewhere, and no one knows where. And now he's dead.
My treasure is yours for the taking, but you'll have to find it. I left everything I own in one piece.
The papers loved it, of course. £1,000 lost en route to hell, or some such was the headline.
There once was a man named Goldie Roger.
Does it not strike you, though? Why such an article would be so carefully ensconced under the floor? I suppose now you mention it, it does seem a bit odd. Perhaps I'll go over the paperwork we got on Selden back at the yard and see if I can turn anything up.
Capital offender articles entered into the court record.
So this is the photograph I found. Looks reasonably recent to me.
Bro, what is this photo?
Wait! Hello?
What is this?
Yes, it would appear to have been taken on the street in front of the house here. And the gentleman on the left is Mr. Garadeb, the landlord, of course.
Who's the young man on the right? Mr. Garadeb's son, perhaps?
Perhaps. You can take that print if you like.
Really? Are you sure?
We can presume, therefore, that the yard already knows. The identity of the young fellow, that is.
Oh, is that true?
Well, it's too bad if we do. Unfortunately for you lot, leaking information isn't one of my pastimes. My dear Inspector, if I may be so bold as to point something out. Pastimes are for one's leisure, but this is for work. All the more reason I'm not telling you! A dismal failure!
Yes, I heard. I wonder why a photograph like this was hidden under the floor. I mean, Mr. Shakespeare himself isn't in it. In fact, it makes it a lot weirder and creepier that he isn't.
Photographic prints are still rare treasures in the East End. Swoosh sound, yeah. I imagine Mr. Garadeb was rather delighted to have been immortalized. He probably made a good present of it. Now this tin box looks interesting, doesn't it? Might I suggest, Inspector, that you open it? If you were to find something inside that reveals the truth behind this case, I wouldn't be in the least surprised. Yeah, funnily enough, I've already had a look. It's completely empty. What? Chamspear, give us a clue, man!
We didn't even have the chance to utter a word, Mr. Naruhodo. But anyway, at least we found out what's inside the box.
Yes, thin air. It's empty. Rather like how I feel inside. Is there nothing more to this box then? Huh, I wonder.
Oh! Oh! The man's himself.
Look at this dapper little man.
Oh, look! It's that lovely little kitty cat. What was its name?
It's Mr. Natsume's, isn't it? I don't think we ever asked him, actually. Why don't we call it, Wagahai? You know, like Mr. Natsume refers to himself in Japanese. I wonder how we got in here. Clever cat. You'll discover a false bottom or something during the trial. Yeah, it'll play some Morse code when you hold it upside down.
Oh, wonderful. Well then, Wagahai. Here's something delicious I bought for you from the cat's meat man.
She just had this.
Wow.
She
Wow.
just had some meat with her.
Really just
Hey,
had
hey,
that with her.
hey, Susato. I have some questions. Susato Mikotoba, local cat meat holder.
He couldn't be happier now. Look.
I just hope we can bring some happiness to his owner, too. Also, did you just have meat? Were you just carrying that around? Susato's legal Batman. Yeah, I can
We're
see
just
it.
moving on. Look at him.
Making biscuits! Ah, so cute.
Oh.
I'm stretch. Ah! Delightful. There's a cheeky little meow guy.
Oh, but he's so adorable. I could sit and watch him forever.
I think he may not appreciate that after a while. And we have an investigation to get back to. Well, we've checked everything in this room, so let's examine our new evidence. Okay, nothing to see here. Condemned criminal dies of natural causes in prison. Manchester's Strangeways Prison announced the death of convicted murderer and burglar Selden by natural causes in the early hours this morning. He had been suffering with fever since the end of October. Alerted by the shouts of his fellow cellmate, medical staff arrived to find him already dead before his capital punishment could be carried out. Horrific. Alright.
Okay. I'm gonna go bring my dog inside. 1 second.
Yeah, no problem. Hit a little break, Screenerino. While that happens, I'll actually BRB as well. And let me see if I can find the music tracks for this video game. Let's see. Yeah, that works. Flip that one. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Hello, Hello, are you back? I take that as
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Philip has found a new spot. So part of let me just so part of part of moving all the stuff out is he we put a basically we put a new the arrangement of the house. There was a beanbag in the office that we moved into the living room, and we went outside, and Philip was sleeping in it.
Ah, so cute.
Mr. Gyaradev appears to be out.
Oh, sad. Oh well. I suppose we'll just have to come back again later. I'll send you the picture.
Philip.
It is a big beanbag too.
It's all for him. What do you
Look,
mean?
He's so fucking cute. Ah,
King Philip. That is his rightful throne.
Here, I'll put it in Twitch chat too. There you go. You can all see it.
February, Briar Road.
Yes, good. To prison.
22nd
Oh.
February, local prison, cell 9.
Oh,
Oh, Mr. Natsume is back.
so he is. Mr. Natsume, hello.
Oh.
I'm a cat.
Sorry?
I don't know who Mr. Natsume is, or Herr Lock Sholmes. I don't know about courts or trials or Old Baileys. I am a cat. That's what I am. Just a cat.
Mr. Naruhodo, he's trying to escape from reality.
Quick, give him a slap. Trying to? He already has. Completely. So, what is your name then?
As yet, I have no name.
Hahaha, that's funny. It's a literary reference. It's a reference to Natsume Saseki.
Mr. Naruhodo,
He hasn't fully thought out his new identity yet. Maybe it's not too late to bring him back to reality.
Mr. Natsume Soseki, would you like to hear about Dungeons and Dragons? We can roll you up a character. I think you might like that. Do you think you could open your eyes for us, Mr. Natsume?
I am not a cat.
It worked. He's back in the real world.
What's going to become of me? No! Don't answer that. It's obvious. My accursed soul is never going to escape this accursed fate.
Mr. Natsume, no. This morning's proceedings in court proved that there's hope.
Yes, locum student Mr. Naruto Esquire was brilliant, but the Reaper is omnipresent in court, in my lodgings. Here, there, everywhere. Everything, everywhere, all at once.
What's he looking straight at me for? Have you seen Everything Everywhere All at Once?
No, I've heard
Oh.
good things about it.
You should definitely watch it. I think you would really like it.
Ah.
I think perhaps there are some things we should discuss. Oh, yes. Yes, we must.
In my whole life, have I ever been so moved as I was today? No!
Of course, if I cast my mind back, there were perhaps one or two other occasions that moved me more.
But if I just blocked those out, then today, being in that courtroom was it was the most moving experience of my life! Locum student Mr. Naruto Esquire!
You're too kind.
Scotland Yard found the remaining tea, just as we deduced, and are analyzing it as we speak.
There's nothing wrong with that tea. They won't find a drop of poison in it. That's a solemn, sworn Soseki certainty.
Tell me, did you both drink the tea at the same time that night?
Oh, yes, most definitely. Remember, drink tea while it's hot. We both poured it down our throats like it was a hot bath for our bellies.
And at the time, you are both completely fine.
As shown by the fact that he and Mr. Shamspear then engaged in the Romeo and Juliet match. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out! Who's Mercutio with the steel chair? I suppose the focus of tomorrow's proceedings will be how the poison was taken by the victim then.
That rotten Shamspear? What have I ever done to him, other than prove myself completely correct?
You don't recall him taking issue with you over anything you've done recently?
I've been holed up in my room, immersed in books. I don't recall anything. Anything at all!
Right.
But what I don't understand is why he didn't let me know sooner.
Let you know what, Mr. Natsume?
About the soap, of course. What else?
Oh dear. Are you struggling with such a meager stipend?
Mercutio would be a good wrestler. Oh yeah.
Of course I am, if I had money. I wouldn't have chosen to live an accursed existence in such accursed lodgings.
Oh, yes, you said it's because the place is cursed that it's so cheap, didn't you? That reminds me of, and you know what? This is I think this is like unlocking core memory. This reminds me that I at some point in my youth read a Romeo and Juliet like manga. And if I had to guess, it was not a Japanese manga, but it was written in. It was a comic in the style of a manga or a graphic novel. Let me see if I can find it actually, because this is. It wasn't this one. Let me see. Was it this one? Oh man. Oh man. Oh yes, yes it is. Let's see. You remember watching a Romeo and Juliet anime at some point? Wow, that's nuts. Boy. What is... I feel like there's not like a good, there's not like a good general page to link for this, but like, here, I'll, it's this one. This was like one of the things that was in my like, I think it was in my like elementary or middle school library, and I picked it up because I was a weeb and I was like, ah, it's manga, and I definitely read it, and it was definitely like all right. But obviously, you know, to a starved young weeb, it was the coolest shit ever, right? Like, isn't it, like, look at this. Isn't this so fucking funny? Isn't this so delightful? It's so delightfully, like, hold on, let me, like, hold on.
Color spread.
Hold on, let me, in fact, yeah, it was in full color, too. Like, it was actually like a whole thing. Here, let me switch to the browser, even, actually. So, like,
The fact that she's like in Japanese wear.
like,
and
look, right? Like, he's wearing, like, this is amazing. He's wearing like a crop top leather jacket and like a turtleneck that like vacuum seals to his abs. And she's in like, you know, her top half is like a modern kind of stylish kimono sort of thing. But she's also wearing shorts and like thigh high. Like, this is everything.
Peak.
Like, look at the, like, oh my god, I totally forgot about this. This is so funny. It takes place like in Japan, and Juliet's parents are like traditional Japanese, like, proper people, and Romeo's parents are like a doctor and a bimbo, and I don't know why.
There's a cultural divide here.
There's
That's
a
why they're
cultural
Romeo and
divide.
Juliet.
I didn't pick up. I definitely did not pick up on this when I was like, reading it when I was like a teenager. But like, he kind of, like Romeo's dad in this kind of looks like Chinese, right? Like, this is some like how to draw manga shit. Look at this. This is amazing. This is incredible. This is so good. Animated scene? Okay, no thank you. I don't want to download any animated scenes. No thank you. Like, oh, shit, someone got paid to make this. And you know what? Godspeed. What did you write to? Oh, we're talking about the Romeo and Juliet manga, of course, from mangashakespeare.com.
Yeah.
Sonia Lung is a professional illustrator specializing in the anime manga style and comic artwork. She's a core member of Sweat Drop Studios, the leading UK comic collaborative. Okay. Cool. This is a lot. Exhibited art before the UK Japanese embassy. Whoa, that's bonkers. Well, I mean, like this shit like came out like when was this published? In 2007. Yeah, this was published in 2007, which was like, I mean, like a pretty decent time before like the real kind of big mainstream push of like Japanese media. Like, obviously there was that like kind of sleeper current in the 90s that people were concerned about, like, you know, the like 4Kids era of stuff, right? Manga Shakespeare Book Club win. My god, that'd be so delightful. I would love to put Renu through this. But yeah, I guess I can see that. Like, actually, looking at our website now, it's very clear that this is like a like an early 2000s like anime manga artist. Like, her recent art actually looks pretty good. But it has that really specific like mid 2000s like web comic vibe to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Wow.
This looks like the art of somebody who plays a lot of Final Fantasy 14. I've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy 14 lately, so I can confirm to you. Yeah, you know what? It's because her art has like a kind of like a 90s style to it, right? Like it's like what happens when you have like 90s anime influence, like, you know, anime and manga influence, but you're a Western creator growing up at like the dawn of Web 2.0. I saw a lot of styles on DeviantArt that were like this, but it's got that kind of like Slayer's vibe to it.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I like totally forgot about this. And I was just violently reminded. Anyway, back to Ace Attorney. Exactly. Especially the room that I rent. The spirit of that capital offender who lived there still haunts the place. And it's trying to kill me! Capital offender? Might I ask, locum student Mr. Naruto Esquire, that the next time you visit me, you bring scores of super soft soaps? I have the distinct impression that I know which capital offender you're talking about. Oh, what's this? It's a newspaper cutting that we found in Mr. Shamspeare's room.
Oh, so he knew, did he?
Sorry?
About this man, Selden.
A convicted killer and the evil spirit behind the curse that afflicts my lodgings!
What?
He's already taken one young man's life, and now he's trying to take the life of another, a miserable mustached, much-aligned Japanese man.
Mr. Natsume, if you know something, please, you must tell us. Tell us everything you can about this evil spirit. Oh, fuck yeah, tell us about the evil spirit.
The truth is, I didn't know the details myself until very recently. That Selden man was arrested about a year ago now, and at the time he was hiding out in lodgings at Mr. Garrett's house.
No.
He lived where you do now? That is pretty spooky.
That's right, yes,
Exactly where I live now. A ghost that kills you by framing you for murder? Yeah, that's pretty novel, isn't it?
in my very room.
Oh my. Your room was previously occupied by a criminal found guilty of a capital offense?
But before his sentence could be carried out, he died in prison. Just 3 months now. And that's when it started. Curse!
What really is this curse you keep mentioning, Mr. Natsume?
It's already caused one death. A few months after the criminal passed away in prison, a man died in the room. The man who rented it after Selden, in fact. The poor lodger, he was found dead in mysterious circumstances. The room was locked from the inside.
Locked from the inside? Exactly like the case we're dealing with now. Bro, there's a fucking gas leak. There's a fucking gas leak. This gas company is killing people.
Uh-huh.
So that's the convict's curse, is it?
Yes, well, that was the start of it.
You have any idea how the lodger before you passed away, Mr. Natsume?
The official cause of death was asphyxia. When they discovered the body, the room was full of gas.
Gas?
Bro!
I only found that out after I'd signed the lease. When Mr. Garrideb came to tell me later, I couldn't stop trembling. It's the fact if I'd known beforehand, I'd probably have been too scared to take the room. Landlord's lease, luckily legal. Lucky for Mr. Garrideb, maybe, but not so lucky for poor Mr. Natsume. And now you believe this curse is affecting you? It is. At first, I just felt as though I was being watched all the time. And then you talked about having nightmares, didn't you? The dead are trying to take me with them. They come for me and are trying to suffocate me. Just when I'm struggling to breathe, I wake up, and the room is as cold as ice.
But why is your room so cold?
London winters are too cold to bear without any heating on overnight. But for some reason, even though I light the stove before I climb into bed at night, the pilot light always goes out and the room fills with gas. But that's terrible! It's exactly the same situation as what led to the previous occupant's death. And then there's what happened to Mr. Shamspeare last night, when he was mysteriously poisoned. There's clearly more to that incident than can be explained by a curse, though.
Whatever can be the cause of all these strange happenings in Mr. Garrideb's rooms?
Bro, is there someone living in the
Bro.
walls? What's going on? This is spooky as shit. Oh, I forgot about the big Chungus rat.
Jesus.
Oh my god, look at that thing. It's like a dog. It's like the size of a dog.
Oh my god.
22nd February, St. Bartholomew's Hospital, recovery ward.
What do you suppose is happening? It sounds like some sort of disturbance.
Yeah, I hear angry voices. Oh god, not you. Be not angry, O ample lady. Verily thou art mistaken.
Mistaken my foot. You are looking at my painting.
The eye of man hath not heard, the ear of man hath not seen. 'Twas foul indeed the poison that mustached villain gaveth me. Forgive me, lady.
I wish that you died from that poison.
Holy shit, that's metal as fuck!
Bro.
God have mercy, ample lady, but thou seest I have vigor still. Behold my Shamspeare dance!
This looks rather ominous, doesn't it?
Bro, he's dabbing!
Bro.
Ha ha!
Man.
Lo, 'tis the lawyer from the land whence riseth the sun. How now? What are you doing here, Mr. Shamspeare? Mary, I do believe I am returned unto another ward.
He was looking. That's what he was doing. Looking at my terrible work.
Eastern fellow, so dog-clad. Faith, thy work in court this morning was wonderful. I do applaud thee. Oh, well, thank you. I'd probably watch your back, actually. I'd watch my back if I were you. Considering that now everybody knows that you steal gas and all that. But that doesn't mean things will go so wonderfully for you tomorrow, does it? Bro, he bent this thing. Oh my god, what's it made out of? Oh. Bro, he's straight. Wow. Hanan, exunt. And he just fucking leaves.
Wow.
Mr. Shamspeare might technically be the villain in this case, but there's definitely a lot more to it than that. It is very hard to pin that man down.
I'm so sorry. I'm such an awful person.
Oh, Miss Green, is everything alright?
Oh, yes, I mean, don't worry about me.
they're about to discharge me, so I must get ready to leave now.
Oh, I see.
We're delighted that you'll soon be well enough to go home, Miss Green. Oh dear, you're too kind. I don't deserve it.
So, are you feeling more like yourself today, Miss Green?
I am, thank you. I mean, people do recover from ordeals like this, don't they? Even people like me.
Well, yes, it really was an ordeal, wasn't it?
As far as I was concerned, I was just walking along in the snow one evening, minding my own business. Then, completely out of the blue, I was struck at the back by a knife and collapsed unconscious for days. Of course, when I finally woke up again yesterday, the whole business had been cleared up already. What a terrible week it's been for you. Oh no. I'm sure I'm very lucky, really. I'll look back on this fondly.
Will you?
Really?
Anyway, I must be getting my things together now, so I'm ready to be discharged.
Oh, yes, of course. Sorry to take up your time when you're obviously busy.
Oh yeah, right.
Oh, this looks like the treatment notes for whoever's occupying this bed. Let's see. Do not permit to run around the hospital.
The patient doesn't seem to be here at the moment, so...
Here she is probably running around the hospital then.
Oh dear, how worrying.
What's worrying is why they haven't discharged the patient yet. Let's see. Where else should we go? Maybe Mr. Garrett is in now.
22nd February. Mr. and Mrs. Garrideb's room.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, you're here now, Mr. Garrett.
Right by business it is for me, you know. Getting out and about.
Were you at the Old Bailey by any chance?
Naturally, fate of my lodgings hanging in the balance and all that. What a trial to miss.
The fate of what's already been dubbed your haunted lodgings. Yes.
Of course, the place has caused quite a stir around the capital on more than one occasion already. As the old haunted lodgings or some such.
Oh, well, at least he knows.
Makes you wonder what the blazes is going on, don't you know?
Yes, I'm sure it does. In fact, thinking back to Mr. Natsume's other trial just 2 days ago.
When did you get here? You're just here.
You were at the Old Bailey then as well, weren't you? Testifying with your wife about what happened.
Bro, he just shows up and acts like he's been here the whole time.
Stopped off at the prison on the way home, in fact. Beastly business.
I see.
So, what brings you to my haunted abode today, eh? Some fishy fellow from the Far East and a failed actor trap of questionable character. Yes, the house does seem to have become something of a magnet for rum fellows of late. Thanks to that bally curse.
The convict's curse, you mean?
Ah, heard the stories, have you? Rotten scoundrel was arrested here. Next chap in the room goes and keels over. Then there was that woman who dropped dead just outside on the street. Not to mention the actor yesterday.
Bro, they're all alive. Well, okay, except for the convicted. Okay, the first two aren't alive, but half of those people are alive.
Am I next, eh?
Actually, I'm surprised that you are still alive.
You can't help but get the collie wobbles, can ya?
When you say the woman who dropped dead outside on the street, do you mean Miss Green?
Because Miss Green, who was stabbed by the knife, and Mr. Shamspear, who was poisoned last night, are both very much alive still.
Yes, well, so is that blasted convict's curse, it seems.
Personally, I should be quite content with such lodgings. A bath, a toilet, a fireplace, a fascinating history. Why, it sounds like the lap of luxury.
I'm not so sure about that.
Maybe he just came with us. You know?
He just shows up.
Well, there's no bath or toilet included, and no fireplace either.
But you do look out for your tenants, don't you? By watching the rise and fall of the flames in your gas lamps up here?
Yes, never hurts to keep an eye on things, in case there are any mishaps or such like.
I think you've had your mishap already, sir.
That's not helpful, Mr. Sholmes.
Heaven forgive me. The words just came to my lips.
Some fishy fellow from the Far East and a failed actor chap of questionable character.
There's no need for that, Mr. Garrett.
That's right. Mr. Natsume is in no way fishy.
He is undeniably peculiar, however.
Is it right that he took the vacancy immediately after the previous tenant passed away? Damn, it's kind of fucked up.
Yes, that's right. I asked the estate agent to find someone and he popped up the very same day. Never come across a chap so keen for a place with a background, as it were.
I don't think it was the room's background he was keen on so much as the cheap rent, actually.
So, how long has Mr. Shamspear been lodging under your roof?
That failed actor chap? Let me see. Well, of course. Yes, it's been 3 months now. Quite sure of it.
Only 3 months? He's quite new here too, then.
And to what do you owe your certainty in that regard, Mr. Garrett, if I may ask?
Well, it was that Selden scoundrel, as it happens.
Selden? The convict, you mean? Do Sir Selden and Shamspear have some kind of connection, then?
That convict chap, Selden. Passed away in the clink 3 months ago now, you see. Some malady or other.
Yes, we've seen the report from the newspaper at the time.
Well, it was only 3 days later that the tragedian
Sure.
showed his face.
Really?
Yes, I remember it quite distinctly.
"'Tis small, this world we inhabit. Prithee, landlord, hear my request. I, the humble Shamspear, do desire to take thy room on the middle floor offered erewhile for rent."
Terribly sorry and whatnot, but that won't be possible. I already have a lodger on the middle floor. Ground floor room's vacant, though.
"Nothing can be made out of nothing. Let me repeat mine will unto thee.
These girls must be muffling your ears. The room on the middle floor's taken. It's ground floor, nothing.
Very well, we have an accord. A Honda Accord. Ba 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 ba.
Glad to hear it. Welcome to Briar Road.
Lo, a Shamspear dance to celebrate.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Oh no.
Bro.
Please stop that. No, I don't believe I'd like to watch this
Tragedy, and maybe it is.
You can live here, but you just have to stop doing that dance. From what I heard in court today, sounds like the chap was thieving gas. And he was 3 months in arrears with the rent, too. Yes, the fellow was a ballet player, all right.
Thank you for your candor, Mr. Garrett. We are most grateful. By way of appreciation, allow me to say 1 or 2 words. Give me my robe, put on my crown. I have immortal longings in me.
What's happened to you?
Shakespeare, my dear fellow, one of his most famous lines. I wish to divulge my own learning of the subject, for I have a turn for literature too, you know.
Perhaps you could turn your attention to more apt lines then? Mr. Garrett, can I ask you to look at this photograph? Look at this photograph! Is that your son who's with you there?
No, not at all. There was a lodger here once. Duncan Ross was his name.
Duncan Ross?
A street photographer happened to be passing, so I asked him to take a shot. Just for kicks, really.
Was he by any chance the lodger before Mr. Natsume?
Oh, bro, he's dead.
Yes, that's right.
Ah, the young gentleman who died in the room in mysterious circumstances. Just what Mr. Mustache was waiting for, one might say.
Yes, Duncan lived in the room at the top of the first flight of stairs before that Japanese chap.
Would you mind telling us a little more about him?
Yes, Duncan Ross. Young chap was attending art school. Had to work to pay for it, mind? Moved to the middle floor room about a year ago, after that criminal Selden was arrested. Young students are always on the hunt for rooms with a history behind them.
A history of cheap rent, maybe. Yes.
Yes, well, anyway, it was one morning about a month ago now. I hasn't quite worked out the old trick of watching the gas lamps to see what my lodgers were up to at the time. So sadly, I was rather tardy to discover what had happened. The smell of gas that alerted me it was.
Ah, yes. Synonymous with the smell of death.
Called the police straight away, of course. The officer kicked the door off its hinges. But once we got inside, our pallet collapsed.
Because of the gas?
Yes, the room was full of it. No air at all. Stove must have gone out while the poor chap was sleeping on his bed.
So Mr. Ross suffocated to death.
course, the police gave me a sound ticking off because the gas pipes were so old and all that. Can't tell you how much it set me back to have the lot replaced all over the house.
But even after you had all that work done, Mr. Natsume says the same thing. The stove goes out at night whilst he's asleep in bed.
That's the bad curse, the convict's curse. I've done my duty as a landlord now.
Someone's feeling defensive. Ah, classic landlord move.
Oh boy.
Oh, it reminds me, actually.
Yes?
About young Duncan, the night before the poor chap perished. He'd been writing a letter of affection to a young lady.
A love letter, you mean?
Yes, where did I put it now? Ah, here it is. Left it on my desk.
If you'll excuse me. Let me see now. What does it say?
He's so nosy.
To my most beautiful and charming sweetheart.
Do you think that we should be reading such a personal piece of correspondence?
My dear Mr. Sato, that is precisely why I prefaced my reading with, if you'll excuse me.
I will not excuse you, Mr. Sholmes, no.
Sadly, he didn't address it, though. So I have no means of delivering the thing. Rather sad, really.
I see. That's going to play on my mind.
But really, the identity of Mr. Ross's sweetheart has no bearing on the case.
Unless...
I think we should leave well enough alone.
Yes, I suppose you're right.
Indeed, the intended recipient's address is missing. However, there is a name attributed to the man's most beautiful and charming sweetheart.
Mr. Sholmes, please. I've already had to chastise you about this once.
My undying love to you, my colorful darling, Olive Green.
Olive Green? The woman who was plunged into a coma after a knife plunged into her back outside this house 5 days ago. Yeah, this house is cursed. The victim of the last case Sasaki-san was in court for, who regained consciousness only yesterday. Is it just chance that her name has come up now? Could it possibly be a mere coincidence?
Mr. Naruhodo, whatever can this mean?
Reading personal correspondences can have its merits, you see, Miss Susato.
Wait, that's the wrong one. Oops.
22nd February. St. Bartholomew's Hospital. Recovery Ward.
Mr. Naruhodo, I've just finished speaking with the doctor. It seems Miss Green is well enough to be discharged at last.
This is good news, but hopefully just before she leaves.
Ah!
What is it? Miss Green?
What are you doing? What are you doing?
What was that? She clearly just hit something behind her back!
Oh, one moment. I'll be with you in a jiffy. Oh, hello, everyone. What are you all doing here? The doctor has said I can be discharged, so I'm just getting my things together. Miss Green, what were you just doing?
If that was anyone else, they would have received a takedown.
Huh.
Nothing, really?
I was just about to take some medicine the doctor prescribed for me. That's all.
Well, we were hoping to have another quick chat with you, if that's all right.
I don't really have anything else to tell you.
All right, she's definitely behaving strangely. Let's see if we can't coax something out of her. It's wonderful news that you're going to be discharged, Miss Green.
Oh, yes. I mean, thank you. Once people are better, the hospital staff don't want them lingering and wasting space. Not people like me, anyway. So I don't think I should keep anyone waiting. I probably shouldn't stand around and chat.
She certainly doesn't seem to be in the mood to talk, that's for sure. Let me take a look here. What the hell's going on back here? The bottle that Miss Green was just about to drink from when we arrived.
Yes, she looked rather preoccupied, didn't she?
Perhaps it's very bitter. I can't stand bitter medicine.
I suppose that could be it.
In fact, whenever a doctor prescribes me medicine for a number of days, I always take it all at once. Ryunosuke!
No!
Ryunosuke! That's not how medicine works!
No, how is he alive?
How are you alive? Well, if you have to take something you don't like, it's best to get it all out of the way in one go, isn't it?
My
Oh,
God.
he's so dumb.
Oh dear. And I thought it was Miss Green I should be worrying about at the moment.
This is the card that Miss Green was looking at so intently before, isn't it?
Mr. Naruhodo, we shouldn't be peeking at a young woman's private effects.
Right. I should save peeking for a gentleman's effect.
You mustn't do that either.
Oh God, how did you read my mind? And maybe you, Mr. Sato, shouldn't be peeking into a young man's mind either, hmm? What would you have done if I was thinking about other things? Like boobies.
She would have commented on that as well.
How dare you? Miss Green, we were hoping to ask you about someone. Mr. Duncan Ross. You knew him, didn't you? Oh, damn.
Oh, you knocked her over, dude.
Oh no. Oh, I'm so sorry. The bottle of medicine fell down when she did.
Oh, Miss Green, are you all right?
You spilled your juice.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to startle you like that.
No, it's all right. I just wasn't expecting it. But how do you know about Duncan? Mr. Ross had been writing a letter when he passed away. The landlord found it in his room. It was a very personal letter. To you. It was at the art school. That's where I met Duncan, a year ago now. He was working to fund his studies. He dreamt of becoming a professional artist one day. And the two of you became romantically involved. Yes, that's right. We were very much in love. We were engaged to be married, actually.
Oof.
Feels bad.
That's why he decided to move into a cheaper room to save money for the wedding.
Double
Aw.
oof.
No.
That's what led him to Mr. Garridub's.
Yes, he told me he'd found the worst but cheapest room in the entire East End.
Ah.
And then, 1 month ago, that's when it happened. We're so terribly sorry, Miss Green. Well, it's all in the past now, I suppose. Poor Miss Green. She looks desperately sad.
I was starting to think that it's just her look. But now I see that she has every reason to feel the universe is against her. I mean, yeah.
Bro, I was just wanting to see you. Huh?
My fiance dies, and then also I get stabbed in the back and fall unconscious while I happen to be walking outside.
Would you mind leaving me in peace now? I have to leave the hospital soon.
Oh, I'm so sorry. We didn't mean to hold you up. Of course, we'll be on our way.
Surely you were not about to leave. That's quite out of the question.
Oh boy, Mr. Sholmes. Is it time for a special? Mr. Sholmes, I didn't realize you were here.
But of course I was, my dear fellow, watching intently from the shadows as always.
Not just walking outside, but walking by his old room. It's actually his future room. I'll make your presence known next time.
Mr. Sholmes, what's this about?
Something which occurs to me with some regularity, Miss Usato, is this. Why do detectives insist on such an ex post facto modus operandi? Why solve a case after it's happened? Instead of preventing a case before it happens. That is what sets a great detective apart.
What do you mean?
There is a case waiting to happen under our very noses, Mr. Naruhodo. So let us avert disaster. Let us prevent this case from ever happening with nothing but careful observation.
All right.
All the clues you need are set before you. You need only look, and you cannot fail to see.
You can do it, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh my god, the rat's dead!
Ah!
Oh! That mouse seems to be dead. Look. I didn't notice it there before, did you? Oh my god, this thing is huge. It's the size of a cat.
No. It's the size of the bottle.
I think perhaps it drank the medicine that's spilled out of the bottle. But that's the bottle that Miss Green was about to drink from when we arrived.
You don't think...
Ah, I see you've come to appreciate the true nature of this scene. That of a tragedy about to take place.
Yes, I think it's falling into place. Miss Green, the contents of the bottle you had before is spilt out onto the floor, and the poor mouse that drank it has sadly died. I think it's clear that the bottle must have contained a powerful poison.
Don't worry, I will attend to the mouse presently.
Okay.
Well, thank you. Miss Green, were you intending to go the same way as that rodent? To take your own life?
Once we'd left, you would have put it to your lips again, wouldn't you? And taken the poison?
No! Miss Green, please. Please talk to us.
Ten seconds later, and we would have arrived at a very different scene here. In all probability, we would not have enjoyed this most delightful conversation.
of course, perhaps it hasn't been quite so delightful from your perspective, Miss Green. Actually, in a way. Now that everything's out in the open, I feel like a weight has been lifted.
Tell me, how did you acquire that medicine?
Well, with this being a hospital and all, when the doctor comes to examine me in the mornings, he always leaves the medicine cabinet open for a while. So I snuck this out when he wasn't looking.
Oh my god, why do they have powerful poison here?
My goodness. It conspicuously lacks a label. I wonder what it contains.
Good thing I have this handy dandy poison color-o-matic.
I'm afraid I don't really know.
What?
Yikes.
But I thought if I drank it, it might just stop the pain somehow.
Double yikes.
Oh, please, Miss Green, don't talk of such things.
Well, it seems clear now that it contains poison.
Yes, that poor little mouse is proof of that. Oh no. Oh, it's all my fault. What have I done?
I shall remove this to my office, Miss Green. I take it you have no objection?
No, none.
It definitely feels as though this card must be relevant. I mean, when we first arrived, Miss Green was standing with it in her hand in what can only be described in a very tense atmosphere.
Yes. It may very well be related to whatever incident Mr. Sholmes believes was about to happen here. Perhaps we should ask Miss Green about it. Neither the sender's name or address appears to be written on the envelope or the card.
Bro! I recognize this envelope!
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no!
Mm-hmm.
It arrived by post at my home the day before the incident that put me in the hospital here.
I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross. Come to the Slug and Salad on Briar Road at 5 p.m. on 17th. Don't tell anybody else about this letter or the meeting. It is a matter of utmost importance. Wait a minute. The 17th of this month? That's the day. That's the day you were stabbed on Briar Road.
And 5 p.m.
Is precisely the time when the incident occurred. The Slug and Salad, yes. A pub on the northern corner of Briar Road.
Briar Road, being the street that Mr. Garrett's house is on.
Does that mean that? Yes. I'm sure you've guessed. That day, when I was struck in the back by the knife, I was actually on my way to the Slug and Salad. Goodness.
So that's what you were doing on Briar Road that day.
I'm sorry I didn't say anything before. I think I really will have to ask you to excuse me now. I've told you everything.
Yes, I'm very sorry to have had to drag up such painful memories for you.
No, it's fine. Miss Green. Please, promise us you won't try to do anything like that again. Yes, don't worry. Your detective friend has the bottle now anyway. And besides, I've been stabbed in the back and had a close shave with a bottle of poison. And I'm still here. I think I'm destined to see things through to the end. It might sound a little conceited, but well, that's how all this has made me feel.
Miss Green!
Wow. Leaving Miss Green in St. Bartholomew's behind. We made our way back to Baker Street with Mr. Sholmes. Is she Rasputin? Maybe.
Well, it appears it would appear we've reached the end of the investigative trail for today.
Yes, it's late.
And Mr. Naruhodo? Did you discover anything that may be of use to you in court tomorrow, do you think?
Details about Mr. Shamspeare, Mr. Garrett's lodgings, the convict Selden. There are many facets to this case, and we're yet to see to the heart of it, if you ask me. That's my feeling, anyway.
I can't help but wondering about the results of the analysis.
Into Mr. Natsume's tea, you mean?
Yes. Will they have found strychnine in it or not?
Well, I fear that either way, it will be hard to escape the grip of our friend, Mr. Reaper.
The Reaper.
Oh dear.
Yes, Barrack von Zeeks.
But I wish you every success, of course. And though I was late to rise this morning, tomorrow will be a new dawn. I intend to spring from my bed at a crisp hour and attend the trial.
Oh, I
Mr.
can't
Sholmes.
wait.
You're going to come?
I'm sure Lord Von Zeeks would love that.
Oh, yes.
Indeed! Whatever happens, I shall be there. Assuming my eyelids cooperate in the morning.
Well, I think we've done all we can. All that's left is to remain focused and keep fighting for Mr. Natsume's cause until the very end. London, the world's most prosperous city, home to some 6 million people. But away from the razzle-dazzle, down back alleys and behind bricked-up windows, the lonely lurk. Soseki-san had battled long and hard with loneliness during his many months here, and so I felt honor-bound to battle equally hard for my compatriot, to lift the curse that gripped him. As Mr. Sholmes said, tomorrow would be a new dawn for all of us. Wah! But to be continued.
Dude, he was just trying to save money for their wedding and he died.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked. Jesus.
That's so bad.
Jesus. Yeah, that's a big yikes.
Oh.
Very sad. I want to know what the fuck is going on in the rest of this trial. Jesus.
Dude.
Oh my god. We thought we had all of it cleared up, but man, there's like a whole conspiracy lying under this thing. God damn.
Mr. Shamspeare is big suspicious.
Oh yeah, he's big sussy.
Mr. Garadeb is like
He just seems incompetent, to be honest. He doesn't seem-
mayhaps big irresponsible and mayhaps caused the death of his tenant. Oh my god, dude.
Oh man. I think honestly, here's my guess. I think he was murdered. I think there's some, you know what? I think, okay, I've got it. The criminal Selden, hid the one piece in
Yes.
in the middle floor, which is why
Right.
Mr. Shamspear wants in there.
Right.
And to get
Yep.
it, he murdered Duncan Ross.
Mm.
We're gonna send this man to fucking jail.
Let's go. Gotta get justice for Duncan and Olive.
Goddamn. I mean, I don't know how the fuck he ended up being poisoned, but it seems like he was trying to oh my god, he was trying to kill Mr. Soseki. That's what happened. He tried to poison the tea, and something went wrong, and he drank the poison tea. Oh man, it's I got it. I see it with my mind's eye. Anyway, thanks for joining us this week. We hope to see you next week. Day 2 is going to start out rough. This whole trial is going to be rough. Let me tell you, there is going to be at least one jury summation examination before this is through.
We need 2 per trial now, at least, maybe 3.
Yeah. So, but thanks for coming. We'll see you next week. I think we are going to try to do tier lists tomorrow, but this is like 100% dependent on whether Dan is awake. So we'll see. Yeah. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. 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 Bye.